we got a weird one. I'm being a reaction streamer today. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. It is the Biendeo stream today on this fine 8th of June 2026. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and we'll have a wonderful week ahead of you. It is the King's birthday today here in Australia, which I find hilarious because it's not actually any king's birthday. It is, well, maybe there is one somewhere, but at least the British monarch king. It's not his birthday at all. They just chose a day in the middle of June to be the king's birthday because it will be the most likely to have sunlight in England, which fair go. But why in Australia do we celebrate at the same time? Because we are having dreadful weather, first of all, and two, we don't even have it on the same day in June as England. So I don't know what we're doing up here. But anyways, yes, today we're gonna be quite I guess, yeah, reactionary. We're gonna be watching a bunch of the game announcements that have happened. So I've got 3 streams queued up, and I'm gonna be watching them over. I've already watched them before, and if you have watched them, then sweet. You know, feel free to chat, and we'll discuss kind of stuff. But I've got a lot of stuff that I want to ramble about these kinds of and I love opinions, exactly. But I got a lot of things that I want to kind of mention around this. I'll be sort of eyeing the chat rather than reading it out loud, unless I have nothing to say. But I'll definitely be keeping what's going on there a bit. But yeah, no, I'm going to try and be as very on topic as possible about this. So I'll sort of cut in and out of news because I know that there's going to be a lot of, like, I think we've got about 4 hours and 10 of conferences and stuff, not conference, but like a presentation that I need to sort of skim through a bit. So we're gonna watch the big 3, and I might as well jump to it. Here we go. Wow. But we got the big 3, which is I have my MPV open. We're gonna watch a state of play, and then we're gonna watch. Oh, you can't see the rest. We're gonna watch a state of play. We're gonna watch the Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest, and then we're gonna watch the PlayStation one that just happened. And yeah, I'm gonna skim through bits of this. I'm not gonna do Day of the Devs. I'm only gonna commit to the big ones. I don't have as much to say about the Day of the Devs. Yeah, the Xbox one. Did I say the Microsoft one? I don't know. So yeah, feel free to give me a volume check. The PlayStation one immediately begins with a Wolverine trailer. I might skim a little bit of this. Mostly because it starts off with this, and I don't have as much to say, but generally what the format that I'm going to do is anytime we get a game, I would like you to think about what did the trailer mean to you, like just out of 5 kind of gauge it, and then also how likely would you play the game. And some of that latter one might be influenced by the trailer, but sometimes there's good game trailers that aren't quite the games that I would kind of like to play, and there's very bad trailers for games that I might like to play. So there's going to be a lot of that. But yeah, is it a Sony movie game? Maybe. I didn't play the Spider-Man games despite them, you know, they're on the PS4, they're on the, or they're on PC as well, and all that. I do like Insomniac's older stuff, but I haven't really gone to the newer ones, really yet, so. But immediately off this trailer, you know, like, hey, you know, visually it's quite fine. It's doing alright. Nothing really jumps out at me in terms of a stylistic. Yeah, Insomniac's generally been good. But certainly, you know, immediately I'm like, okay, like the blood's pretty fun. I like the way that it kind of rolls down some of the slopes. Like, it doesn't actually sit on anything. It just kind of rolls everywhere like a fun fluid, you know, fluid sim. But the blood clears up off of him really, like, quickly. I feel like that's not his blood. It should be kind of staying on him a bit longer. Hair on his shoulder. Yeah, the HUD's a bit of a weird one. Notice when the HUD just pops in, just all of a sudden, and then it will disappear really suddenly in, like, places. I get the Arkham combat. Yeah, exactly. There's always going to be bits as well where it's like, you know you're watching a trailer. You know you're watching, like, stuff that's you know, it might look like it's gameplay, but just remember, it's always canned. There's a reason why he just stops and stands there for a handful of seconds. Yeah, fake HUD, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's the important thing as well, is don't judge anything in this based on it being a, you know, real gameplay. Even if they put the whole it does, I'm going to stop before that as well. So I'm not going to do Day of the Devs. I'm not going to do the E-Day Direct. I'm going to leave it as the main conferences, despite them both being in the video files that I have. So we're gonna do that. But yeah, I mean, this is their like headlining kind of game. I get it. Also, other fun things. Take a shot every time you see a game releasing in either November or December of this year. You will be sober by the end of this video. No one is releasing anything in those months. I wonder why. It's such a meme. Everyone is stacking all their games to come out in October. So, I have a few thoughts as well about like the reactions I've seen about some of the stuff. I didn't see a ton of people really talk about the Wolverine game that much, but they were just like, "Wow, superhero crossovers. Where have we seen this before?" I guess it always happens, I'm sure. I saw people say like Jean Grey, if you didn't know her by her powers, she'd look like a very generic character because she does not wear a big leather jacket in anything really, does she? Oh boy, they're announcing games for November. Never mind. The one thing from Day of the Devs I did see is that there's a ukulele kart racer. So I've got that one to note. This combat seems okay, other than I'm curious how easy it is to do these like pre-canned takedowns. Like you'll see him do, you know, like I guess like you could throw this enemy, whatever. This one just seems like you got the two characters doing stuff. You just take that shotgun to the face. Who needs a health bar? Yeah, the Matrix got... Yeah, exactly. But yeah, here's a pre-canned one. Like, I guess he's just waiting in front of this forklift. You can tell. It's like, oh, okay, sure. Oh, I guess here's another takedown. Sure, okay. We got two dudes up here, you know, taking them down. But I'd say it's a solid trailer in terms of, like, what we're seeing. I think there's something quite fun and striking about the visual style and places. Let's go. I'm too busy stabbing these grunts over here. And then the colorful cast of people in there. Jean Grey is just gone from the rest of the trailer, by the way. We immediately cut to this, which I assume loading screen or other sort of transition to go between these two moments, because otherwise this would be the shortest bike riding section in history. It's like 5 seconds long. I feel like this truck sequence has a lack of throwing people in front of the trucks and getting run over or watching them roll back. They don't pay attention to that, which is a bit of a shame. I'm curious how it plays, because I always worry that, like, how much agency does the player really have when they're controlling stuff that is on these, like, kind of smaller and tightly moving objects? Like, it didn't really focus on him. But... Oh, and these people are terrible drivers. Like, I get what they're trying to pull off here. Okay, I love how there's a big guy, and so let's show him being a threat by just, like... just being terrible at the game for a moment. And then suddenly you are in a... Hold on, is it here? Yeah, you're in dying state. Your health is on 0, which means now you have to mash the square button in order to heal. Which your actual outfit heals as well. Pepper Wilson. Oh, yeah, true, yeah. And now suddenly you can stab him after pressing the square button a bunch. So we got it there. We got that there. Sure, okay. A lot of these, I guess, the cinematic experience games, although, you know, they got some shots when they need to, but a lot of these cinematic experience kinds of games, they love their kind of single-take camera angles, and we get a lot of these interesting ones where it's like, well, I'm effectively watching a movie here with a really, really curious, like, camera perspective. Also, physics. Look at how much momentum he just gains out of nowhere. What? I know, it doesn't have to be realistic, but you know what I mean. Crisp. True, yeah. We've committed to the headbutt as, that's it. Yeah, QTs, all the... Yeah, maybe we'll get that. He didn't stop half of them. Anyways, great place to have a slow-mo trailer end shot. True. So, And then they start doing a little bit of a tease of like a couple of things that actually would show up in the trailer. You know, note some characters out, you know, in places if you want. You gotta have a bunch of other superhero characters, right? Sure.
Some folks can't wait to die.
But yeah, I mean, you know, overall, I think you know, fairly solid trailer, I guess. Nothing really to criticize too much beyond just like how canned it kind of is. Am I excited to play it? It's fine. I think, yeah, for me, and I'll sort of skim through this a little bit, because I hate these, like, discussing the trailer you just watched kinds of explanations as well. But yeah, I think my only gripe is, me personally, I haven't played the Spider-Man games, and I'd probably prefer to just go back rather than spending more money on a brand new game when I could play an older one that, you know, probably is alright in terms of what's going on there. But yeah, I'm skimming forward, by the way. I'm really skimming forward. There we go. Anyways, this is the state of play, and he's talking about stuff. Oh, there we go. This is the other one as well. We get very animated kinds of trailers where it's like, oh, it's very much a pretty pre-done trailer, and that's all fine. Yeah, this is the Arc. Well, this is Arc System Works. They always love these kinds of trailers, anyways. But like, this is the kind of trailer I generally expect a lot more. Usually, the long gameplay ones are kind of beginning and end of the presentations. I think they announced this game kind of around a while ago. But I do like the concept. We've had tag team fighting games ages ago, and we haven't really had a great one recently. I think the last one people memed on was the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Did they make another one since then? You know, I mean, these guys know how to make fighting games, so I don't have a lot to say about fighting games, but I will say these characters do look like they play fairly differently, and fighting game people will certainly be calling out all of these kinds of techniques and things like that. Characters who throw things, characters who, you know, have kind of screen wipes. They're not screen wipes, but, you know, they hit wide areas of the screen. But, hey, if you got a pretty balanced cast between heroes and villains, I think any kind of, you know, a lot of people are going to enjoy this kind of game anyways. Yeah, they look good fun in motion as well. Also, shout out, by the way, I just want to talk a little bit meta about these game presentations. People in the, you know, like, I grew up kind of around 2002 was when I started seeing, like, E3 gameplay, or E3 presentations and stuff. Trying to deal with, was it Real Player or DivX way back in the day to try and compress that 240p or even worse kinds of footage. Also, by the way, I hate freaking, but pre-order now, get the Howard the Duck lobby avatar and all this. I hate it. I hate it. What? Also, was that a different date for, that is a different date for New Zealand and Australia down there. Look at that. We don't even get it at the same time. Or do we? Who knows? Anyways. You gotta do it for Howard the Duck. But yeah, but no, there's a lot of, I grew up in those days when, you know, it was a media convention. E3 used to be a media convention for so long, and it was like the journalists would be there, they'd write about what's going on, and suddenly they started to broadcast it to people on the internet, because you can just have the video there. So we could see exactly what was going on, and it became more and more a show for the viewers, for fans of everything going on. And now we reach this point where, you know, these companies directly go to us. They don't need the journalists anymore. They're just like, oh, let's just appeal to people by announcing a bunch of stuff and building a lot of social media hype. So, real talk, this Rayman trailer looks alright, but I have a big question, and that is, why are we remaking the last game? This is, like, I thought, you know, there's a lot of overlap between a lot of the aesthetics here of Rayman Legends. It's because it is Rayman Legends. We're retelling it again. And it looks good in the trailer, but then there's an extended gameplay part, like video showing the Castle Rock stage, and it does not look anywhere near the quality of this trailer.
Time I made
And
my mark.
like that's what's confusing me.
It's 4 against 1.
So-
You don't stand a chance.
Also, hi, bringing back voice actors.
Maybe he stands a little bit of a chance.
Robots to the rescue!
Also, Billy West is back as Murphy, so shout out getting a voice cast to return. Oh my goodness. So, listen, I like Rayman, but I hate this trend of we hold the franchise hostage until people buy the remakes or the remasters. Maybe, but at the end of the day, like, all I care about is a good game. And I mean, yeah, you know, it probably will be a good game. I hope it does enough different that it's, like, worthwhile to buy. Because I hate the fact that I played this game. I don't need to buy it again. So, as much as I think, hey, the trailer's exciting, I don't know if I would buy it. Which is a problem. Also, Ubisoft sort of, as much as I like Rayman, it's like, oh my gosh, Ubisoft, you have irked me so many times in recent years. So, if you're gonna play one, Rayman 2, give the Dreamcast version a go if you want. So, slow cook prequel. I saw this trailer and I thought, what are we doing here? Like, what's happening? I don't have a lot to say. I never played Dave the Diver, and you wouldn't even pick. I do know it's a prequel to Dave the Diver, but it's a completely different game. It's a completely different genre. It's just like watching it going, what is the association here? But I feel like cooking games are eternally relevant. So I kind of dig what they're going for here. Also, shout out timing your trailer editing to the soundtrack is a good brownie point. So, but unfortunately, wishlist now. We don't have a date. So, okay, whatever. Side note, by the way, Sony are the only company who are very restrictive on telling people that these games are coming to other systems. Only the Wolverine game, only the Marvel Talk-On, and only the very last game they showed off, or they will show off in this presentation of PS5 only. Every single one of these has a Steam page. This trailer... Yeah. Oh, Talk-On's on... Oh, never mind. Talk-On is coming to Steam. So, it's literally 2 games. So, I saw this trailer and I didn't quite know what to think at first. Not to say, like, it doesn't look appealing, but I didn't quite, like, resonate with it. I thought it was like, okay, it's another... I don't know. I feel like I'm a little actioned out. There's a lot of games that have this kind of, like, big monster, spectacle combat kind of style. We've gone a little past the Souls-like. A lot of people have moved into maybe, I would say, slightly Devil May Cry, slightly Bayonetta. These are the only ones that I know of so much, so forgive me for being a little ignorant on, you know, what are the direct influences. I see multiple characters, so I assume co-op. Oh, no, it's not even assume co-op, it's right there. But I was like, yeah, I don't know. And there's one part of this trailer that then rung out to me, which was like, okay, we've got a range of characters going on here. They're doing different abilities. Big stuff happening. Like, sure, okay. I must have missed it then. Oh well. I thought there was like a puzzle. There was like a hot moment in the trailer that looked like there was a puzzle. We've had 3 before. Three's shown up before. I kind of dig what's going on in places, but there's a lot of yokai games. There's a lot of like mythological monster games. So there's one brownie point that we'll get, and that is she's back. She's back. You remember her?
I missed you.
Lava, she's great. Listen, out of all the games where I go, oh, the trailer's cool, but I don't like the developer rant afterwards, I'm like, this is the one where I need the developer rant to tell me about how exciting this yokai hunting game is. So, she was from, I think, an E3, like, 2020? No, not 2020, 2018. And that pose she did was when she was talking about Ghostwire Tokyo, and the internet loved her at the time because she felt so genuine about her game. I think she was an art director on it. And I'm not too sure what her specific role on this one is, but I'm so glad that like she's up for presenting more. And yeah, but yeah, no, this dev explanation is actually, or at least like, yeah, you know, explaining the game a bit more. I'm like, you know, I feel like this actually complements that trailer a lot. So so I kind of like what's going on here. I am gonna skim it a bit because otherwise I'm gonna be here for ages. But yeah, no, I appreciate her doing the poses and all that stuff. It's good, yeah, exactly. So there we go. Oh, hold on, we're still going. We're still going. We're still going. She's great. I love it. Better than average. Yeah, I'd say it's alright. There she goes. There she goes. Love her. Top shelf. But yeah, next year, unfortunately, so not seeing it now. Oh, they spoiled the trailer ahead of time. Ah, okay. Anyways, let me jump a bit further. Here we go. This is the remake of Tomb Raider 1. Again, we already had Tomb Raider Anniversary, but now they've given Lara a different outfit. So, I've already streamed Tomb Raider 1. You can ask yourself, wow, this is very different, isn't it? I have a big worry because now that I've played Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I'm not the biggest fan. 19 years ago. Also Flying Wild Hog, which I find is absolutely insane that they get to make a Tomb Raider game. So I hope they do some exciting things. The trailer looks quite fun and exciting, but I do worry so much about the linearity of it all. You need to emphasize the puzzles really hard, like very frequently in remember Anniversary is on the PS2. Yeah, dinosaurs have feathers, yeah, exactly. But yeah, like, it's, I mean, this is another one as well, is that we've had 2 remakes show up already, and a part of this is like, okay, well, I've already played Rayman Legends, why do I need to play this again? And, oh, I hate this, like, swinging tricking thing from the reboot trilogy of games. Like, I don't mind it in terms of the visual flair, but I find that it actually doesn't really mean that interesting of gameplay. There's so much of that reboot trilogy that's just so heavily linear, my brain is off for so much, and I start falling a bit asleep. So I hope you don't have too many parts of the cinematic like that. It does include a remastered Origins, only like an upscaled Origins, but, yeah, you know, nice bonus, sure. This is coming out February 12th. They delayed it. It was meant to come out by the end of the year, but I assume if it's going to come out by November, just delay it. You're going to compete with them. Another game, so. Annapurna, everyone's favorite small indie company.
So, what was your favorite from today?
I don't have a lot to say about this one, other than we went from dinosaurs being in the Tomb Raider trailer to having another dinosaur game. This is one, yeah, exactly, more feathers. Also, is this a trope? The back, or like, what is it? The bad driver father, or the backseat car accident. Spoilers, by the way, but like, you can't even see it coming. It just kind of happened. So, this one has something weird with the art style. You might not be able to tell in 1080p, but if you can watch this trailer in 4K, note how dithery everything looks. It's really, really like noisy in places, all over the place. I can't really explain it in motion, but like, hold on, like if I just pause and like, oh, pause while the camera's not swinging somewhere. But like you see around like this rock in the middle, my mouse isn't showing, but this rock in the middle of the screen, you can see it's got like weird noise around it. Yeah, it's not a Jurassic Park game. I'm gonna go a little quicker on this one because it takes its time kind of building up in places. But it's a bit of a spooky game. The dinosaurs are indeed after you. They didn't make the character ugly. I think she's fine looking, at least in the one shot we have. AI viewers stream... Oh, what? AI viewers? You just need a stream open. You don't need AI to do it. We're getting AI scams now. How incredible is the modern times, I tell ya. So... S-game. This one, I like the color grading, but I think did this one tick the yokai box for me? I don't know. This definitely ticks my boxes of kind of mythological sword combat kind of game. And I know that's a terrible generic vibe, but like, for me as someone who has been a bit out of it, I see so many kind of samurai era games. I feel like ever since Sekiro, I've started to see so many of them. No, yeah, it is a yokai game. Might be Chinese, so it's not yokai. But you know what I mean? It's like, come on! These are mythological demons, just like that other game. And it's also part of a franchise already, so that's how out of the loop I am. So, I'm sorry.
Back in early
doesn't tick my boat.
Look forward to
Unfortunately. Trailer seems okay, although it's a bit short-lived. This, I'm going to glance over it because this is out on PC already. We don't need to talk about Dune Awakening again. Just, I don't know. They don't really sell it, do they? They're just like, oh, you know, check out this exciting game that's... I don't know. Seems like a bit of an odd one. This is a remaster of a PS2 game, and I just need to play more Dynasty Warriors, I guess.
Dynasty Warriors 3.
Oh, true. After the Lynch movie. But yeah, people who like Dynasty Warriors, sweet.
From the
Power to you.
award-winning studio behind the Ori series comes a bold new
This one I thought was kind of weird that they showed. The frame rate looks very bizarre, by the way. But also this one, again, it's been out on PC for a while. Also, they called it a Souls-like. No, we did not get GTA or Half-Life 3. We did not get either of those, unfortunately. Nah, GTA, they're gonna do on their own schedule, and Half-Life, I mean, Valve are gonna do their own things. They know. But at least, you know, hey, early access games getting 1.0 releases. I generally don't check out early access games. I just feel like, you know, they're for the people who want to playtest it. But they're not for me. I'll wait until they're done. I usually wait until DLC is done, which often sucks for game devs if they go on forever. True, we did. So, anyways, trailer. This is another franchise that I don't know anything about, really. I know that it's 3 PS2 games. Oh, 100% they'll shadow drop it. They won't even do like an announcement, they'll just drop the trailer. I remember in the previous... maybe at the beginning of the year, they showed a trailer and I really liked the character animations. And I mean, it is a Capcom game. Capcom has really nailed character animations in recent years. And, but this trailer doesn't really capture it as much. It becomes another samurai stab the mythological demons kind of game, which I unfortunately feel like is very overplayed. Unfortunately. It's probably again, it'll probably be a fairly fine game. And I kind of like the pacing of the trailer. I like, you know, this big fella here. You know? I like being able to block a cool sword like that. Oh, we're back to yokai? Okay, 2 out of 3 were yokai. So, like, okay, you know, sure. But, like, I guess the thing is that, like, as well, a lot of games are hard to tell, like, what's the meta progression? What's, like, actually the big hook that keeps you, you know, attached to a game for more hours than a movie would. Yeah, but, yeah, I think it looks pretty alright. I don't latch onto the story in the trailer, and I think that's just because it's an existing franchise I have no knowledge of.
If that's the path he walks.
So, unfortunate for me there. I'm gonna skim it a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm skimming. But yeah, no, better than average, yeah. Definitely, it looks fancy-ish. I would imagine after 20 years you should be, well, not should, but I would expect more often than not you'd be reminding people of what the existing franchise was. Usually you do it with a remaster. But you can get this dog if you pre-order the game. So, alright. And then they did, yeah, they show a little bit of gameplay here. Tense swordplay action, first hand. But again, you know, it seems okay in terms of gameplay. And there's a demo. Yeah, there's a demo now, so I guess that actually will help kind of cement whether I do want to play a game or not. And if anything as well, I actually think that every game company should 100% be releasing demos as soon as they can, because that's how they used to do it. You used to have an E3 demo on the show floor. And look at that, there's a demo bonus. How cool is that? We're just constantly doing demo bonuses. So, anyways, completely different game. This is fleshy monster game. We're gonna have a few zombie games show up in this list, but this is a very fleshy zombie game. I'm pretty sure, was it this one? I think it was. This had some fun, visceral zombie effects. No, not this one. It is a zombie game, but it's not fun, visceral zombie effects. This is Silent Hill. Didn't the previous one come out last year? I think they had this one, like, announced, like, very shortly after that came out. So, yeah. So, I'm curious what their, like, dev timeline is, how much is, overlapping. Horror games usually end up having very intriguing kinds of trailers, because you can always start off with scene setting and these kinds of more cinematic kinds of intros, but then eventually you'll get into, you know, spooky gameplay. Yeah, but I don't think there's any, you know, I can't judge anything about who the main character is, or usually as well, most horror games you don't need to set up too much beyond main character becomes in peril. You kind of suck the player in with weird creepy visuals or a weird premise or something. And Silent Hill always gets the classic, like, the entire town is just gone and weird monsters are amok. There are puzzles as well, and I think puzzles are, you know, like, look at that! He's distracted by glass. How cool is that? Everyone likes being distracted by glass. And then he closes things in the most noisy way possible. In terms of a trailer, I like the color grading on this one. I think this red overtone is very fun, as well as the little kind of, I guess, analog kind of editing quirks all over the place. From behind the static. You know, like, oh, okay. Annapurna's involved, which is a bit curious. Yeah, they don't really get into the spooky as much. Is this one that I have a bunch to say? Yes, I do. Yes. Okay, real talk. I keep seeing people talk about this game, but don't have any knowledge about Ace Combat. I don't have any knowledge of Ace Combat. I played the first game on PS1, and I cannot tell you any overlapping characters by the time we've gotten to the 8th game. But I remember there was a panda who was a pilot in the previous one. So anytime anyone goes, like, just mild politics, social, whatever, like, culture war stuff, people try fighting, and they go, oh, pink-haired character, this will upset the people. It's like, no one cares. It's Ace Combat. The people who play these games are used to this kind of stuff. I don't get why people keep trying to take individual aspects of these games and try and turn them into big culture wars. The only thing I care about is that are these games fun or not. And I feel like, you know, no one does anything like Ace Combat right now. And never mind, it's fun and arcadey in a Top Gun sense. That's why they had Top Gun DLC on the previous one. So, definitely, again, a part of me, though, is that, like, the trailer seems neat, but what makes Ace Combat 8 what I should be buying as opposed to Ace Combat 1 through 7? That's my quirk here, is that I think this is sequel material. You know, I don't have a lot to say beyond sequel material. Although I do, you know, hey, focus on story then, because focus on characters here. Big explosions. Pew, 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 pew. It's probably quite hard to actually capture the gameplay without just going, you are sitting in the cockpit and hoping for the best. Or just watching from the back of a plane. Seems alright. Unreal Engine all over the place here, but seems alright. I'd say I'm more looking forward to this one than maybe some other ones. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Brain Director. I am gonna really speed up this. I hate this. Oh, by the way, he mentioned it very briefly, this early access. Early access being pre-order the game and play it 5 days early, which means did it really come out 5 days early? Maybe. It's a cheap way to actually get around like exclusive release periods without actually
Did you know there are 3 kinds
also, this just happens. Sure, yeah. Sure. Again, fans of the franchise will be absolutely gushing over this, and I'm sitting here going, yeah. You know, bonuses are cool, so. Thank you. I shouldn't be doing the accent, whoops. But yeah, now, okay, here's the other one as well. I was thinking, what kinds of genres would we be seeing these days? And I feel like, well, here I am criticizing sword game all the time. But you know what's a genre that, like, I don't see a ton of? Shooters. I mean, we kind of get shooters in places, and there's a bunch of games in first person, but, like, we don't get a lot of, you know, the military shooter is gone. No one does military shooters. If anything, they're kind of, like, slightly future tech shooters. And here's a trailer going, oh my gosh, is the car driving game back? Are racing games back? I know this is not a shooter, but what I mean is that, like, there are some genres that are in and some genres are a bit out, and I think there's a bunch of game devs who have realized that the driving genre is empty right now. We don't even, I know it's not quite racing, but still, driving is still getting there. But like, we don't even have an F1 game this year. I know it's DLC, but I feel like that actually kind of, I don't know, man. It's a weird DLC as well, because you can't even play the co-op career. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is, for reference, this whole stream is going to be DMCA hell for me. I'm dealing with it, don't worry. It's going to be a one-off. I don't care too much. But I love just throwing the DeLorean in there. I should have mentioned this is the new Stuntman. We got Stuntman. It's back. And then they very briefly show off what the gameplay could be like, but you only get like 10 seconds of it and then they cut. I wish I saw more gameplay. Seriously, show off some more stuff. Show off some more stuff. No. I should have shown off more. But oh well. I was somewhat excited. Is this the one that I was thinking of? This is the one I was thinking of with the visceral zombies. Not the Silent Hill. I take it back.
But he's still weak, so be careful.
I get very The Thing vibes with this kind of Siberia setting. Maybe not Siberia, but very, very snowy one. We do have a set for it, yes. Play the GBA game. It's a solid GBA title. But yeah, I mean, definitely this is a very pre-canned trailer. You're mostly seeing animations or the main character walk at a very, very slow pace with a rather handheld camera angle. Like, some of it looks like gameplay, but oh my goodness, these zombies are so mushy.
And you're tough.
It's a tricky one.
Surprisingly lively for someone who just came out of a coma.
I'm not too sure about the dialogue, but naked man, creepy things, cliff, sewers. But I like these zombie designs, and I like how mushy they are at times when he's shooting them. You know, I think it's neat. I'm not too sure about adding the rest of it, but how to put, like, you know, like the setting or these characters. I'm not too sure if the trailer has really sold them on me, but, you know, like, these are mushy zombies. Look at how he shoots them, and then they break into bits. And also this big guy right here, and he keeps stabbing this guy. Also, they're smiling and naked, and yes, they did mosaic his pee-pee. Out of all the things we censored in a trailer, we had to mosaic the pee-pee.
Well, good luck. Keep quiet in there.
But yeah, I'd say keep an eye out if you like your zombie games, and if you don't like your zombie games, maybe not. So I might be a little quick on Control Resonant here, because I don't have a lot to say about Control. It's a sequel to a game that I haven't played. I played Max Payne 1, which is like so loosely related. Rather cinematic kind of trailer. It doesn't actually show the kinds of gameplay that they've shown off before. Control sequel, so I haven't played Alan Wake either. And I know Max Payne is not from the same, like, studio name. It's from, like, it's from, well, I don't know. Same legs on it. He's the face, so he's clearly still related in some way. Very artsy trailer. I don't mind the trailer. I'm sort of glossing it because I don't have a lot to say about it, but somewhat artsy trailer. It's coming out soon, I guess. September. It's coming up. Pre-order, please. You'll play the game slightly early. Also, we had this live action part here for some reason. again, for people who know, sure. So, anyways, here's a game that people have definitely played. I have a very, very brief news story on this one, which is they did a free week for the game for PlayStation and Steam, and you could buy the digital deluxe upgrade for I think it was $12 US. It was like 20 Australian. And a lot of people were misled because on the PlayStation Store, at least, it actually said it included the base game for some reason. And then you bought it, and you then didn't get the base game once the thingy ended. And they were upset. And I feel like, well, on Steam it was quite clear it was a digital deluxe upgrade, but it does seem weird that you can buy that after not owning the game. It's a bit of an odd one. At the very least, Sony did make it good for people. They honored what people said, and they said, hey, if you bought the digital deluxe edition in this time, we'll just give you the game for free. Good on them. They at least got there in the end. Weird catch. Weird one there. But, happy ending at least. I feel like they definitely sell the gameplay a tad bit more for Marathon than maybe they have in the past here. But I think at the end of the day, trailers for content updates are kind of curious, because it's like, how do you sell the gameplay of a game that's already out to people who might have already played the game? And so I guess showing lots and lots of PvE aspects is probably a fair game, because that's kind of what people want. They want to be shooting weird aliens and stuff.
Do you crave endless life?
And I don't think they really showed this in most of their pre-release. They kept showing the extraction shooter stuff. Ironically, this might be the only extraction shooter we'll see on in any of these presentations. So, hey, you know, I think, sure, you'll convince maybe a few people to play the game. Also, June 2nd. You could tell this presentation happened a while ago. There's a few more? Okay. I'm sorry, I'm skimming you. RuneScape, I don't have a lot to say about RuneScape. We'll see another trailer later on, but I was like, oh, it's RuneScape, but I guess kind of, I guess another MMO? I don't have a lot to say about it. It's like, oh, we're doing RuneScape again. I don't mind the art style. It's so bloomy, though. Look how bright, like, I mean, a dim dungeon is like, sure, but like, look how bright everything. Oh my gosh, I can barely tell what anything is in the background.
And push deeper into
oh yeah, and everyone forgets this. Like, this is, I mean, it is a visual upgrade, but it's like, remember, RuneScape already has a visual upgrade. Everyone's just, yeah.
Make it yours.
To be fair, I think some of the mechanics of new RuneScape don't work as well. But I didn't play new RuneScape a ton. I've only played the old school one back in the day. Also, Guitar Man, I know this is a PS2 game that's just appearing on the PlayStation Plus catalog, but I thought I'd shout out that yes, Guitar Man gets a mention. The only rhythm game that we'll ever see. Also, the hardest name of video game history, PsyOps, the Mind Gate Conspiracy. Love it. And this is the 2006 Onimusha. So, hey, more games coming to PlayStation Plus. Can't argue with that, I guess. So, this is the second last one, I believe, right?
Akashima Island.
Maybe, yes. I know, it looks like there's so much time left.
Our goal: confront the evil, corrupting paradise. This is
I might skim this one a little bit as well. I know it's Until Dawn 2. Yeah, this would be PS5 only. Although I say most likely, but you'd probably expect this to come to PC at some point, right? Oh, it's not bad, but okay. But yeah, Until Dawn, real actors have a spooky thing that happens eventually, and they make love, and spooky thing happens, and they're just like making love here, and then this guy wanders into a place, and then just suddenly actual murder right in front of them. Oh, you know, a much better pedigree. Ooh, okay. Me when I am bleeding from the nose. And then they smoochy. So, I don't have a lot to say. I've played Man of Medan. That's the only one I've played directly, and I thought it was, I like the tech, but yeah. It's not Until Dawn. No, I know it's not Until Dawn. Also, rip him. Spoilers. Don't push him. I do wonder if that's a point in the game where he's going to die either way. So it doesn't matter which one you choose. Everyone can live. Everyone can die. My only problem is, can we do anything different with the gameplay?
Hi, I'm Stu.
That's what I mean. So it's like, oh, it's curious that Until Dawn 2 is showing up. You know, we're back to this one. I guess they did the movie and the remaster, which changes things for some reason. So, anyways, it's coming to PS5. There are different endings. There were different endings on Man of Medan. You can have some endings where it's like some characters exist and some characters, you know, they may or may not exist, but you still get the same ending. But I did a Man of Medan where I had the ending where everyone lives, but they knew too much, and so they had a bad ending. That was hilarious. Yeah, the final game. So I might be a little, I guess, skimmy of this one as well. But oh boy, it's still going, by the way. I didn't pause it. It's just a really long pause. They want to be so artsy-fartsy here, by the way, that they're pretending like they actually hit the menu. I am going to rip on this one quite a fair bit, because I think this unfortunately hits a lot of tropes. It has your boy. I don't know the actress's name. But my mate's been making me watch a bunch of the Marvel Netflix shows, so it's like, oh, it's her from the Marvel Netflix. But to me, I don't like this. I think that this is an overly drawn out presentation. I think that the lighting, maybe it works well in gameplay, I think is fair, but there's something too gamey about the lighting here. Also, I can't see anything. I can't see anything. So they really want you to soak this in. I know. So it's God of War, by the way. I'll just spoilers. It's God of War. But yeah, for the new God of War that is coming out, we've got. I mean, Mama War. I've seen Void of War as well, as maybe a bit more of a demeaning word. I don't think it seems particularly like bad if you're used to the reboot. Dad of War. Well, he was the Dad of War for one game, and then he became the owner of a pet squirrel of War. I didn't really have any memes around Ragnarok. I don't know if this was a spoiler or whether she's just been dead for a while. But, you know, sure, okay. But this is a 21, I think it's 21 minute long trailer. It'd be 2018, I think, was when that one came out. But yeah. You know, I think some of the effects are cool. It certainly would be neat if it's all in engine. One thing I'm curious about is that this is getting a next year release. And I'm curious about how much of these games are pre-alpha. Like, obviously, if it's coming out next year, you still got 8 months to finish off a lot of things about, particularly the art. That's usually one of the later ones that gets finalized for a game. They might be iterating a bit. But yeah, she's just chilling there. I mean, very linear. I don't even think, like, you know what I mean? Like, having an X button new game right there. I don't think it seems like this is even how the game would look like. Maybe if it does, some people are like, oh, okay, I'll be surprised. But I feel like this very much is trailer material. This is like, they're just pretending like there's button prompts and things like that, but they've really just made a trailer. So the part that I criticize, I don't mind, you know, like, real actor, real actress is digitized into a game, but there's something very odd about the lighting. It looks like, how would I put it? The normals are quite, not the normals, but the contrast between light and dark, there's not as much ambient lighting as I'm particularly used to. And yet, things are bright, things are like, well, they have to be well lit. Also, ew, picky. But, like, she's in very, very hard shadows across her, well, not hard, they're relatively soft, but they're very, very, like,
You know where I am?
the light and dark is quite strong, and, like, see what I mean? It's like, we're in the light here, Maybe the sun isn't directly above us, because otherwise it would be shining quite strongly, but she's clearly got like a strong highlight on the left side of her hair here. Ferret thing. Underworld ferret thing, I guess. Because, I mean, it's clearly established that this is the spirit of a character who's just died, so sure, okay. Also, she's got a wild jump. Seriously, look at this jump! Woo! Woo! Actually, yokai... Oh, boy, is this... We've brought back another yokai game. When people say gameplay, I look at this and I go, okay, well, we're running through a corridor, like... It's to get somewhere. If you told me this is gameplay, I would say, not really. Like, I know I'm doing a thing here, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing much. Whatever. I'm holding forward and occasionally pressing X if there's, like, a ledge there. Yeah, the combat looks a bit more like a spectacle fighter, and I'm not as used to it. For reference, I haven't played the God of War reboot game. I've never played any God of War game. I've seen a decent amount of gameplay on God of War 3. I'd say kind of. It's because of the air juggles. Also, quick time events are back, baby! Dude, I wonder what happens if you just, like, don't do that. I assume it's to show you off that you've got magic hand. She got the double jump in the divorce. So anyway, she's immediately fighting. This is what I mean by, I know this is a pre-canned trailer, because no way would you have an enemy immediately come up to the player without actually showing any button prompts for doing the combat. Like, you would 100% teach the player how to swing a sword in some more canned situation before. That's the only bit of on-screen HUD as well as your health bar, I assume. I assume that's a health bar. If it's an energy bar, then maybe it's different, but she's doing some air juggles off these fellas. Like, it looks fine, you know. Some people, yeah, suspension display, maybe. I'm picking this trailer, though, because the way they're presenting it, they make it seem like it's real gameplay. Look at that, the R3, by the way. R3? We're really picking R3 to inspect this guy? Oh my gosh. But okay. And then, you know, we had about, like, 20 seconds of, you know, slicey slice. Sure, okay. Yeah, she does. Maybe that's her character, is that she's kind of a take what she can kind of thing. She obviously knows how to fight, I guess. Also, dead guy, you know. Also, is this a dead guy in the underworld?
No.
What does that make you? Where do you go? You just go back up? Like, I don't know. I'm looking too much into that. But yeah, I don't mind following the creature. I think that's a fairly, like, natural way to direct the player towards things. So, you know, can't argue with that. See, now we're in the light here. But you can still see these, like, quite harsh shadows on her,
Guess I'll find my own way.
I guess her back here. Looks okay in motion and as you play the game, although her hair is flickering kind of weirdly, if you see that, because it's going in and out of, like, the angle to bounce off the light. I like what they're trying to pull off with the hair physics. I do think we are eternally not going to get enough strands of hair. It looks like she's just showered the entire game. Again, in motion, it'll be fine. When you're not focusing on it, it's fine. When you look at it too much, she's got a bit of a problem there. I don't know. Crawling through vents is a trope. I really wish games stopped doing it. It's silly. I hate it. Can we just not do crawling through things? I know it's for loading. But, like, you can tell that she's walking slower now. Even if you're holding... Sorry, it's plantation, sorry. Thin crevices. How about that? But, like, if I'm playing the game right now, I'm holding forward. I'm holding forward. I'm holding forward. I'm holding forward. And eventually, she might get to doing something. Maybe. But never mind. We are staying with more cutscenes. None of this has a QuickTime event, by the way. She's doing all of this without you clicking anything, so. But yeah, I'm gonna take this one a tad bit quicker, just to sort of get through some bits here. But yeah, I don't mind this kind of jail sequence. Yeah, oh, 100% trailer first. Again, I wonder what happens if you don't hit this button. Who knows? Also, rip this. Also, I just want to say this. This intro has the same plot as Shrek right now. The fairy tale creatures. Oh, she didn't hit the button? I'm not a puppet, I'm a real boy. Just get that going on. She's really flexing this magic hand, though. See, the music was so hype for you to click that button, though. And that's what I'm curious about, is that, like, the music seems well too timed with when this person's hitting the quick time event. Because you had, like, a whole, like, second and a half to hit that, but you would hear that difference in the, in when you hit it, with the soundtrack. Mishmash the mythologies. To be fair, I'm pretty sure the reboot trilogy has been throwing a bunch of, Roman mythology into the mix, or Norse mythology, despite Kratos being the Greek god of war. I don't mind the character designs, though. I think they're pretty neat. Hold on, here we go. We got the other one walking into frame as well. Gotta have a female one. Hold on, where is he? This is a very terracotta army. Bro's got a floating helmet over there as well. Actually, they've all probably got floating helmets. There you go, here's your female one. But she's got creepy nails, so... different gods of war all over the place. Ouchies. She's not a goddess of war. I definitely get the Egyptian vibe. I'm not too sure what she'd be. I don't know. We'll just sort of say that. So, otherwise, we're getting a lot of cutscene. Like, that's fine. I'm gonna go very fast through this. But I think that kind of, you know, people on my timeline who are quote, how would I say, quote tweeting, like people. How would I put it? There's a lot of discussion about the visuals. Her getting punched, and she looks very unflattering via various camera angles. Also, big strong punches, and she seems quite fine, other than a bit of a tomato sauce on her mouth. Also, X-Men Apocalypse kind of grab here, so... yeah, exactly. Listen, we punch everyone in today's standards, so that's okay. But yeah, there's a lot of discussion of like, oh, you know, do people want to play games as women? And that immediately was dismissed within a week. Like literally, we have tons of games where you play as women. Oh, exactly. Yeah, I'm so glad. We used to have like only men could be the henchmen for the bad guy, and now we get to, you know, everyone gets the treatment. Now, you know, the one step they'll never go for is like, well, you know, aren't they quite ageist? Everyone seems to be quite like 20, 30-year-old kinds of people in these henchman roles. Where's the seniors? Where's the kids? You know? We gotta beat up the old people just as well. You know? True. So... this thing's kind of cool. I mean, you know, in terms of the aesthetic, in terms of the setting, it's all cool. But at the end of the day, you're presenting this as a big, long trailer, and we have gone maybe like, you know, as I've been speeding up, we've gone about 4 minutes of her just like standing around. Now we get a little bit of gameplay where she's immediately looking at the cutscene. Like she barely does anything. This is Jack Quaid as the cube.
It doesn't matter. How do we get out of here?
I don't know who's the sword, unfortunately. Oh, sorry, the ribbon.
There's no way out.
Sorry, they make a point of this in a moment.
I'm not the sword. I'm the ribbons, obviously. And my name is Rue. The cube is Frank.
I don't know, it doesn't ring with me. I think, first of all, not necessarily the idea of the cube, but there's something a little odd about how the thing that she needs in order to, like, continue on with this journey is literally right next to a cage, tells her everything she needs to know, and make a point about how the sword is much more powerful than anyone understands, despite her having magic hand immediately, and she sort of just does stuff. Yeah, it's all very convenient. Yeah, I don't know. Like, again, this isn't gameplay. This is a slight bit of interaction during a cutscene. So, anyways, here she goes. She just needs to think about her magic. Just do it. Just think about it. Just... there's something a little weird about the effect as well on the cube, where if you can spot very closely the
what if I need to be somewhere else?
how would I put it? The refraction behind him is rendering at a lower resolution than the 4K display, and this is a PS5 Pro thing. Also, we have so many PS5 Pro games that still don't run at 4K natively. Granted, we're getting the 60 FPS, so it's always a high target, but we've already hit the peak of the hardware. We're just trying our best with what we've got.
I promise.
Don't know how much ray tracing anyone does. Rue? Yes. I don't know how much ray tracing we're pulling off, and never mind that it's like, well, the ray tracing only also bump. She bounces around a bunch. This would be a great place to mask a transition in case she, also Kratos shows up, and then doesn't exist. Sure. So. Still haven't really hit any gameplay in a while. And now... No, wait. Not quite. We still haven't hit...
Okay, take it.
Sword is making noises despite not rubbing up against anything. It's just the air. Listen, the sound designers have to put those sword chains in everywhere, so... See, I think this effect looks cool. I'm not sure why it's happening. But I'm like, you know, stuff's happening. This is where we get into the spectacle fighter kind of business, because now you're suddenly taking out, like, hordes of enemies. Not interacting with anything like the Wolverine game.
I don't need help.
I do need help. But yeah, I mean, he's doing stuff. Sure. I assume when games have party characters like this, it's just like, don't worry about the health bars. They're just gonna live just as long as you're doing stuff. Gives them an excuse to distract enemies so that they're not all, like, swarming on you, like, you know, taking turns in Batman Arkham Asylum. That kind of stuff. We get this juggle, just kind of happens. You know, maybe it's okay. But yeah, I don't know. The combat when it's happening seems alright, I guess. But, like, man, you know, we took a long time to get here, didn't we? And now it's over. So, anyways, the whole rest of the trailer happens. The spin, all this stuff. The whole rest of the trailer happens. Also, she gets her face rubbed in the dirt a bunch by this guy. She proceeds to have an actual boss fight with him. He doesn't have a health bar. He's just kind of grunting. He, I'm pretty sure he smashes the ground and it creates a ring shockwave around him, like every single 3D platformer in the past 30 years. Seriously, this has been such an overplayed attack. Cosmic Cube. Seems alright of a boss fight. They talk a bunch in it, so I'm curious how much of it is just padding for dialogue, but... I mean, once we actually get to the gameplay, sure, but yeah, no, from a presentation standpoint, as in this game trailer standpoint, man, we've taken a long time to get here. So, all the people discussing about whether they liked or didn't like the trailer, it became a weird culture war around, like, whether you like women in games. It's got nothing to do with it. I don't know. I have a problem with long, drawn-out cutscenes. Like, it's tough in a trailer because it's like, well, which do you go with? The cutscenes seem a bit more warranted in a trailer because I'm clearly not playing. I personally prefer just tightly edited kinds of stuff that, you know, balances the two. Show me cool bits of gameplay, and show me, you know, cool beats from the story to get me hooked on, like, what are some cool things I could be seeing. And instead, with these long, cinematic kinds of gameplay things, is I barely know what the gameplay is really like, and I've only really gotten a piece of what the overall picture is. I think some people maybe cite Breath of the Wild's 2016's, you know, only the Great Plateau kind of demo. And I'm like, the reason why the Great Plateau works is because the player... Oh, I guess, maybe. But, like, the reason why the Great Plateau works is because there's enough, like, engaging stuff to see on the plateau. And then, on top of that, they don't bog the player down with long cutscene exposition that doesn't look not exciting. They've literally just said, you start off, you walk around, and then everyone just demo this, man. And so everyone played the demos. That's what all the journalists did. Is in the cover, so that's this conference done. I think it's fine. I think, you know, if we skim it a little bit, it's like, I think some of the heights, ironically, were probably not Sony's own stuff. I think they showed off a decent variety of games. I'm excited to see Stuntman, I guess. I think Ace Combat showing up's alright. I like the idea of this ill game. They had a few in a row, I guess, there. But generally, I think it was the weakest of the three. And we'll get there. So, anyways, let's go quick because we are an hour 5 in. Jeff Keighley. I'm going to sort of skim over Jeff Keighley. I like Jeff Keighley. I don't know what he's wearing here. But I like his vibe. You know, I like what he's going for, so... I'm always surprised that Jeff Keighley, he, like, what does he do throughout the year? Is he just building these, like, presentations? You know, hosts it, runs it, makes a lot of money off of people paying for ad spots, and then, you know, calls it a day, so... This is the grandma who was, trapped in a cage until they remade, Code Veronica. Yeah, I mean, he definitely appears in a lot of things throughout the year, but... I'm just surprised that, like, he runs these big events, and I'm surprised that running, you know, kind of the E3, well, himself, basically, he does these 2 big events and makes a ton of money doing so. I was like, oh my gosh. So, there's not to dismiss as well. Like, I think, oh, this is the other thing as well. This whole presentation was plagued by this weird looping thing where the video would, like, repeat, but the audio kept going. And you're going to hear that everything's out of sync. So I'm going to try and fix this in real time as I go. But yeah, you can hear her talk. So yeah, it's so irritating. So I'm gonna do this. I believe it was about 2.1 seconds every time. Hold on, I'll try and fix it as it goes. Never mind, they fixed it for me. They fixed it for me in the middle of it, but, you know, it happened like about 4 times in the presentation, so, yeah, for high budget, whatever. As someone who's only ever played the first Resident Evil, I can't tell you anything about Code Veronica, nor could I tell that it was Code Veronica, but I could tell that this was Capcom and their wonderful, facial, animations, so they seem to do alright. It's got that kind of strong... nice color grading that makes it feel a bit more realistic as well. They know how to execute it. But clearly you can tell it's a horror game because never mind everything is so dimly lit, but also looking through keyholes is classic classic spooky. But yeah, if you didn't really know, you couldn't really pick it's Resident Evil right away, unless maybe you get the aesthetic. But then that just happens very briefly, and then we get glimpses of Spooky Land. So, yeah, as someone who doesn't know anything else about Resident Evil, I guess the V sort of sealed the deal for me. That's when you really, really know. But nothing else here, like, jumps out to me as, like, what am I meant to be, I guess, gauging? So, instead it's like, okay, well, let's just look at the aesthetic. Spooky Island, dim lighting, and a guy in a mask. And the crowd went wild over this one, so... but yeah, is this the last one that they need to remake? Beyond 5 and 6, I guess? But look at that! A game with a female protagonist that people want to play. Literally the next game in a big conference. So, anyone who is saying, oh, you don't want to play a game because of a female protagonist is like, whatever. It's dismissive, and they're clearly misunderstanding the point. Also, Switch 2! I want to shout out every time we see other consoles on this list. Oh, yeah, exactly. Take the Twitter arguments with a grain of salt, because a lot of people talk past each other on that kind of stuff. So, thank you, Jeff, for that one. I'm going to hit right arrow a bunch of times. I'm going to be very, very frank. I hate... I like what they're doing with the puppet here, but I hate that they take about 2 minutes to say, we are making a new Cuphead, but we have nothing to show.
Hello. Now, grit on a radical.
But we also have this one, which is not the new Cuphead. It's just Cuphead-ish. So if you want to play a, you know, I say 8-bit. I'm pretty sure there's more colors on screen than a typical 8-bit game, but sure. Hey, you know. Oh, is it actually? Oh, can it actually be played on Master System? That actually might be sick then. Real homebrew. Okay. So very briefly showing up. So we have two things. Also, he plugs her website. He drops an ad in the middle of this. Ah. So, anyways, she drops the ad for that. Okay. So check out that if you like ads, I guess. This one was one, my mate who knows much more about movies. I've never watched an Alien movie, but I saw 20th Century Fox and Sega, and it sort of, I sort of put two and two together. But he immediately picked the aesthetic. So, I guess for Alien fans, you're eating good tonight. It did kind of look like a fan trailer, yeah. And also for people who know Creative Assembly, don't Creative Assembly... Didn't they make like about 8 total wars since the last Alien Isolation? But yeah, I don't have a lot to say about the trailer other than memorabilia. Do you like the Alien aesthetic? Maybe. So I'm gonna speed this up a tad bit. But I do think Alien Isolation was one. I mean, I've played it and I really liked the way its lighting worked. I liked a lot of its mechanics. Kind of ended a bit funky, but, you know, it did okay. Okay, well, I take back my pseudo 8-bit comment, because if it actually runs on a Master System, then sick. That's amazing. Good on them. Switch 2, by the way. So, at least we got that coming out. I didn't check if Cuphead was on Switch 2. It's on the Master System. We have real developers come out on stage, so thank you guys for making a game. I'm unfortunately going to speed up. I'm sorry. I definitely recommend it. I think it's solid. It gives you enough agency as well. I generally, I haven't played a ton of horror games, really. But, man, it has been a while. It has been a while, so I do worry about, the time gap and how much of the personnel is still there after how many Total War games they had to make. So, this one, they have to hype up the creator because I don't think people would grip onto it immediately from the trailer. There he is! I haven't played any of his games, I'm sorry. I remember The Last Guardian was not as universally loved. It happened. It's fine. People like the vibe, but they don't latch onto it in quite the same way. I think it had some awkward implementation that time as well.
Into the mysterious, unsettling, and epic world that marks Ueda's first game in a decade. Let's take a look.
That's not because he went into retirement. That was just because games take that long to make nowadays. So, but yeah, intriguing game. I'm gonna let this one go as it is. But note, Epic Games Publishing. First of all, you know exactly what that means. This game is not coming to Steam. It's coming to Epic Games only, and that irked a lot of people. To me, I don't care too much because, like, whatever. It's a launcher. The Epic Games launcher is, kind of It's a bit kind of but I don't mind how many games don't really use it for DRM. The DRM is mostly with the just checking online in-game. So, it's like, whatever. I don't mind that the launcher becomes generally quite optional. So, also Face Ship, right here. From Mario Galaxy 2. But no, it seems kind of intriguing, I guess. Big robot. Very, 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 very big robot. We'll see some... the storefront? True, I mean, you get kind of all the stuff bundled into the executable, and I kind of don't like that. And yeah, there's no way to get around it. Also, the frame rate is really weird at times in this trailer. Like, sometimes it's pretty okay, and sometimes it's choppy like that. I can't explain it. They're trying to really show off all these big robot sequences, though. and big explosions. I don't hate the store. I don't know. I don't hate it as much. I think they took their time to get to things as they were doing the exclusive releases. They haven't been doing the exclusive releases for a long time now. But yeah, rip Epic Games Store. You won't see Steam on this one. On the other hand, I think Epic really should be publishing so many titles. That's a very, very easy arm of their business they could be pulling off. Just fund games, give them the love and spotlight that they need, and go for it. So, anyways, game. I don't have a lot to say about this one. It just kind of happens. I was a bit curious what I'm like looking at the beginning of this trailer, but I'll sort of gauge it as it gets in. Okay, real talk, I don't think Epic Games are anywhere near as bad as what people like say they are. I don't like the exclusivity arm of the reasoning, but like no one criticizes Valve for saying you have to release a Source 2 game on Steam only. You know what I mean? If it's not only, I take it back a little bit, but I'm pretty sure they have like a statement about like releasing on Steam only, and it's a bit of a weird one. The difference is no one makes any games on Source 2, so. Well, yeah, but like that's what I mean, is that like neither of these companies are perfect. Valve certainly is a lot better, but I don't think Epic Games is like, I don't think they're the devil. I don't think they're like, they're not that bad in the grand scheme of things. They're just a competitor, and they're doing competitor things. I'm not the biggest fan of exclusivity, but I prefer, like, still being able to play a game if I'm interested. And that being said, am I interested in that one? Not really. I'd probably wait on it. I don't know. That's my take at the end of the day. I'm not really, like, whatever I think about Epic Games, it doesn't really latch out to me, so. This game, heavily cinematic. This might be another one of my, you know, imagining a sword game to be a bit more... Although, to be fair, you got bow and arrow, which is remarkably underused. That is true. They did send harmonics to the Fortnite mines in the same way as many other companies have sent many other development studios to the mines. I guess I'd prefer the Fortnite mines at least making a rhythm game as opposed to whatever Neversoft had to do. Is Andy Thipps still looking for work? I have to check in with him. I'm sorry, I keep mentioning him every time. But yeah, this is another. It's not samurai. I know it's Chinese. What's the Chinese equivalent of a swordsman? I know they killed Neversoft after doing absolutely nothing. It's terrible. So, I don't know what this game is. Trailer is very, very, like, focusing on the story angle and how there's a big war, I guess. And also how jaded this character has become, I guess. I don't mind the aesthetic, but I've got nothing to latch onto here, unfortunately. So, this is a see more, don't release it, please, because I have no idea what I'm doing here. So, I should really be skipping forward. These people came on stage, and I unfortunately don't know what else they've worked on in the past. There's a lot of the... Also, oh, what is this guy wearing? Crazy outfit. So, this is a bit of a wild trailer, because... they're the Yakuza fellas? Okay. Is this a Yakuza... I take... Listen, I'm ignorant about a bunch of things. I own only a Switch 2. And there's a Yakuza prequel. There we go. Okay. I was thinking like, you know, like obviously the insane tats. Jeez, bro. But like I saw Sega. I'm like, you know, I'd take a guess. Maybe I should have looked this up ahead of time. I kind of like the color grading on this one. We got like some, you know, an older aesthetic. Very, very brief Snoop Dogg just showing just then. And then the weird one that, like... the weird one that made a lot of people flip out was like... Excuse me? Excuse me? Tupac? Tupac? What a strange What a strange one. For reference, Tupac's been dead for like nearly 30 years. The estate has granted the ability to have him in a video game. What a weird crossover. There's Snoop on the left. I mean, they know the Western audience. Oh, yeah, exactly. In Japan. Yes. Is he a West Coast guy or an East Coast guy? So anyways, also then Snoop Dogg walks on stage. And I like Snoop as a fella, he's got some good rhymes. Hip hop's not my thing, but he 100% is a very, very humble business. I hit the back one, sorry. He's very much a very humble businessman kind of guy. Also, he's been loving his video games forever. Everyone loves Dog's Turismo. And he is tall, yes. He's like, well, to be fair, Jeff Keighley's not that tall. I'm pretty sure Snoop Dogg's like 6'1", 6'2". He's about my height. So, it's just a stage full of generally shorter people right now. But yeah. But anyways, I will skip past this. But thank you, fellas, for being on stage. Anyways, Dead Astronauts. I don't know the studio. Which one was this one? I've completely forgot. Oh, yeah, this was the weird one. Jeff mentioned this is a procedurally generated game. Yeah, I know Dead Astronauts. This is them. A procedurally generated game. And then I'm trying to latch on to what in this trailer is the goal, I guess. You've got this mystical cube. You've got this fun right-to-left kind of text aesthetic going on, and they're jumping high and wielding generally kind of plasticky-looking guns. Maybe it's part of the clean aesthetic. There's a big structure here. He mentioned it. He mentioned it at some point. And this is what I mean by, like, you know, anytime you actually do have a shooter, it's always, like, some kind of slightly futuristic, you know, superpower kind of stuff. It's an extraction shit. Oh, okay. Took me a while to figure out how to say the title. I was trying to say Hax? Hakes? Hakes? But no, they're just saying hacks. That's it. So, like, what's with the E? Silent E? Oh, my chair's sinking. Sorry, posture jack. There we go. A as in aether or ether? Then it'd be Heeks. Some people say ether. I like the brutalism. Oh, maybe.
I can't wait.
Anyways, I don't have a lot to say about that one. This is Dead by Daylight's having a 10th anniversary thing, but they don't actually show anything in the thing. Actually, they very briefly, don't they? No, they don't. They don't show anything. So I just mentioned it. This game also, its trailer goes by so quickly. My mate, like, barely realized this happened. You got a guy playing a, you know, I guess a loot. It's not quite a loot. Mortal Shell 2, open beta. Okay, he's, you know, he's defeating this guy with the power of music. Couple of combat things happen. This spider thing looks cool, and then it's over again. So brief. No, I haven't played the first one, so some of the stuff just happens so quickly. Also, my mate then saw this and he thought, oh, Mortal Engines, the game. I kind of dig this, like showing the fact that it's like, yep, you are customizing this thing quite neatly. I like this. This seems pretty cool. And then away you go on your ship, on your craft with a bunch of your fellas as you go around places and shoot zombies. PvE. This actually seems pretty neat. Other than, can you improve the server tick rate because it clearly wasn't at 60 ticks a second. It could have been listen, okay, there's a difference between friend swap and just anything that's co-op. But I was tempted to use that. I know so many people misuse the term. So Sand Raiders of Sophie. I can't get over the name. Sophie, who is Sophie? Somewhere beneath the sea. This one happens quite quick. This is the... Okay, I'm going to skim this one a bit. I know it's Assassin's Creed 4. I don't have a lot to say about it because I haven't played Assassin's Creed. But also, holding the franchise hostage for a remake? Ubisoft, you're double dipping on this one. Female Tom. Okay. Unless that's a evocative case. You're speaking at Tom. Hey, check it out. It's a female. Listen, again... If I want to play Assassin's Creed 4, why don't I play Assassin's Creed 4? They broke the latency, by the way. They broke the offset between the audio and the video again, so... but yeah, that just happens. I'm pretty sure she's just...
Welcome back to
Oh no, they fixed it. Okay.
That was Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, which is arriving.
Man, if only we had anything Persona related, so... my mate thought it was weird that Paramount has a game studio now. This is one of the weakest trailers in the whole thing, because someone could immediately go, oh, okay, Platinum Games, I know of them. They're showing some bits that kind of imply Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I do know Assassin's Creed 4 is one of the higher regarded ones, and I think it's because there's enough around the Assassin's Creed stuff that people like its interest a bit more. Yeah, The Last Ronin... I wasn't paying attention ages ago. Is The Last Ronin already a game, and this is an add-on? That was a whole dedicated part to just tell you about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is a waste of time announcement. You know, like what? You know, if you want to hype it up, sure, but it's like I have no interest. I have no knowledge of what's happening here. This just happens, by the way. This guy goes out on stage. There he is. So I appreciate his commitment to the bit. Anyways, it's Fortnite. I'm not gonna say anything about Fortnite. It's Fortnite. It's a game as a service game. Everyone playing Fortnite all the time. They're gonna be excited about this stuff regardless. It's just middle part. That's where it goes. But like, this is, first of all, this is a 2-hour presentation, so that's why I kind of want to skim this a bit more. But yeah, Fortnite. This is also, yeah, this one's another trailer. I know, that's the problem. I hate, I don't want to misrepresent this presentation by cutting out the bits that I don't have much to say about, but legit, if I don't have much to say about Fortnite, it's like, whatever. Oh, and the audio is broken on this one, so let's see if I can fix the audio, like in real time. Is it that way or is it the other way? Did I make it worse? I made it much worse. It's the other way. Okay, everything's gonna look paused for a moment, but trust me. I fixed it, I think. Kind of. Maybe. I don't know, we'll see. This is a Gundam game. This is a Gundam game. I don't know anything about Gundam games. Or maybe they did fix it. I've just gone the other way now. Maybe they did fix it in the middle of this thing and I just... They probably did. Oh well. Anyways, I don't know anything about Gundam full stop other than big robots. People will comment on how... what is the aesthetic of Gundam meant to be, because it keeps changing over time and no one can really pick on... yeah, I mean, certainly they're doing big flips and big combat, but... definitely an emphasis on people do pilot big machines. Listen, I'm all down for a cool kind of game, I guess. Also, he's got a little flubber next to him, I guess. I'm here. But I don't have much to say because I guess my attachment to Gundam isn't particularly strong. And I guess that's another one, is that in general, we're going to get a lot of these trailers where... What am I latching onto? Because I'm not actually attached to the franchise. So... This is a co-op game. Now, this is probably more friend sloppy of a game, but I actually think it's, you know, a legit co-op game. And again, the thing broke, so I'll just let this play. I think this looks neat. Like, first of all, if you have a mechanic that does seem quite clearly intended for a co-op, I wouldn't exactly call it slop as much.
This is a good one. Are you listening to
This seems like a sit down with a friend and get angry at each other kind of game. Kind of like Goose Game. I mean, they are geese, are they not? This game's really hard. Ugh. I'm not a big fan of the dialogue during this, and I assume this is entirely for the trailer. Like, I assume that's just... If you turn on your voice chat in the game, their mouth wobbles. With the wife. Yeah. Well, at least they say it's a hard game, so at least there's that. Pre-alpha gameplay capture. This is a game called Crossfire, which made me confused, because I was like... Are we rebooting the Crossfire franchise? And I'm not too sure if this is. Is this its own thing? Someone made a game. Are we rebooting Crossfire? Okay. Look at this guy. He's stealthing. Listen. Okay. Okay. Because I wasn't too sure if this was by the same developers in any way. But, like, no way would you be able to call something Crossfire. Like, you know, the most recent game was still in this console generation, so I don't have any attachment to these characters, but, you know, they're chatting to each other. Okay. Oh, it's okay, it's by them? Okay. But that's a development studio name. Makes it seem like a game name.
I'll be coming for you.
Ah, okay.
You're not one of them anymore.
So, new game studio. This is maybe the closest we'll get to the, is the FPS genre back. And it's in third person, so it's not really, not really, but they got that future tech going on. There's bits going on. She's wobbling, and her leg, look at this, look at that. The leg's going a bit all over the place. Yeah, I think they said they're Naughty Dog veterans. How many of them are Naughty Dog veterans? I'm not too sure. And also, how big is Naughty Dog that they can have so many veterans make a game like this? Also a bit curious. Since games take so long to come out these days, I actually feel like the point doesn't stand as much unless it's literally a director or something like that. Which is why I kind of urge for... I wish we had more frequent games, because I want people... Also, I thought we were going to have a an alien scene with that one. I don't have quite an attachment to what's happening here. There's a lot of action-y things going on, but I don't quite have a direction in mind. It just kind of seems like there's these two people going out to shoot other fellas or stab other fellas, and they sometimes are not doing a great job of it, so... yeah. Although, to be fair, Nintendo's been taking a while on some of the studios here and there. Like here, we're talking about the first Star Fox game in like 19 years. Coming out like end of this month, so. I'm gonna judge this guy's overalls. But otherwise, seems okay. Anyways, here's one. This is Control. We've already seen Control today. I saw the smile guy, yes. Oh yeah, sorry, we have to comment on his mustache. Incredible mustache. Very incredible. But yeah. Anyways, we've seen Control today. This one I think is probably a better trailer. It's less artsy and more directly in line with, you know, what is in the game. Like, obviously we've got these kinds of, you know, striking camera angles and stuff, but it's like, hey, I'm actually seeing bits of gameplay, which I prefer. I prefer seeing trailers like this. You still got some weird stuff going on. You got a song, I guess. Doesn't exactly ring out to me. I'm like, this is a song. I'm pretty sure we got a trailer later on with like absolute banger of a song, and not the one from the Xbox One. I'm pretty sure there's another one in the Summer Games Fest. It's like a next-gen prototype, maybe. I haven't played Prototype. I've seen them play a bit of Prototype though, so. None of the gameplay is particularly in motion though, so I don't quite know how well it'll play. But given how many people liked the first Control, it's like, you know, it probably will be fine. To me, I should be playing Alan Wake, right? Is that what I'm missing out on? Exactly. So, coming to the Mac App Store. We don't have a Switch release. We've got the Mac App Store on this one, so we got that at least. Oh no, we're gonna be very on topic today because it's all reacting to a video and cutting forward and seeing stuff. So save it for next week. Don't worry. This one I think threw a lot of people off because no one really knew what it was based on the art style. This is the trailer for Guild Wars 3. I like this kind of thread thing going on. Obviously, it's for a trailer. I feel like, obviously, man, this probably was a bit of a painful one to animate, wouldn't it? Unless you use AI, but I don't think they did. That's fine. That's fine. I'm cool with 2 weeks of news next week. You can also just message me news. You don't have to dump it on stream. But obviously, as a reveal trailer, it's like, there's not much in the game. Like, we're all sort of sitting here going, this is a big fantasy world where gods made the world in the way that it was, and then heroes did stuff, and then now the world is going into turmoil, and you will have to somehow stop. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit reductive here. But, like, other than bear character and weird mounts and flying thing... maybe. You can hear me my reacting to it live anyways. It's fine. But yeah, it's like, to me, I'm like, I know Guild Wars 2 has been an MMO for quite a, a decade and a bit. Steam, PS5, ArenaNet? Okay. I don't have much to say. It's just like, they didn't really show that much. But that's okay. They're talking about it a tad bit. And then we skip a few minutes. Now this is pod racing. I feel like when they announced this, I was like, oh my gosh, a racing game, finally. And now we had the Stuntman game, so we've got yet another trailer for this one. But you know what? I'm continuing to be excited, other than kind of judging that Unreal 5 is like not exactly the most like for purpose engine for highly motion stuff. Like, look at the dithering on this guy's hair. There's a lot of times when stuff happens in motion and the engine is just out of the box doing something not as desirable, and you've got to just gut it. No, I'm not going to be able to go to sleep tonight. Otherwise, if we wait, like, because that's the thing, is that we're not even halfway through this one, and the Xbox one is still another hour. I'm gonna try and wrap it up, but it's like we're already an hour 37 into the stream, so I do want to at least stay on time. If I've got time at the end, maybe, but I'm gonna be very knackered out, I tell you. So it is a racing game. This is pod racing. They're doing an actual. It's not episode 1. This is or maybe it is episode 1. I actually forgot the time that they're doing on this. But yeah, you know what? I'm excited. One, because I think racing games have just been unused for a while. Also, oops, Intel's chilling down there. What are they doing? Rip AMD. I don't think I've ever seen an AMD logo in this at all. So, Epic Games are back with the publishing, which means you can bet your bottom dollar this one's an Epic Games exclusive as well. Honestly, I actually think this one actually looks a fair bit solid. I like this kind of third-person angle. And the little laser sight, kind of neat. Again, though, what's with the resolution? It looks so dithery, and I'm not too sure if it's for an analog vibe, but hey, you know, like, there's a little bit of artsy stuff here and there, giving me a little bit of a story dump in places, but generally, you know, there's a lot of highly edited bits of gameplay, showing me things you can do in places, and monsters. It's a bit brief. It's not coming to Steam. But, hey, you know, I think it's okay. This one was a curious trailer as well. I was like, ooh, fishing game. Okay, he's fishing. Oh, that just happens? Sure, okay. But I think fishing is a generally underused genre. My mate was like, that's just a flare gun. It's not an FPS game. I was like, it's in first person, my man. You know exactly where this is going. This game has some of the, like, how would I put it? All the zombies going right next to you. They're all like, give us another one. I don't know. The real runners. There he goes. So there's something weird about the animations, and I think true. There's something weird about the animations. I think the fact that the trailer had the audio delay on them, because this happens right afterwards. I think the impact of that trailer might have been lost on people. So I'm gonna blame Jeff on that one. This trailer was also plagued by the sound being completely out of sync the entire time. But this is for, well, RGG's back. Is this a Yakuza game? No, I know it's not. It's the Virtua Fighter. We're back, but in a heavily cutscene heavy kind of game. Hold on, let's try and fix this latency.
Hey, Asiello. Bet you're hungry after this morning, huh?
Let's see if we can fix it. As a story mode.
Your sister's really taking this whole job thing seriously, huh, Divina?
I know.
Oh.
They really weren't kidding about this being a fighting town.
Let me see if I can fix it. Oh well.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be living in Villa Sapara.
But yeah, I mean, it seems, yeah, very, very heavily story-based. I don't think they actually show any gameplay.
Hey, it's me.
There he is! There's a bit of this, there's a bit of Need for Speed The Run going on in this trailer, though. And it doesn't really, you know, like, I'm intrigued in the sense that I know it's Virtua Fighter, but the only Virtua Fighter gameplay I've seen has been like 10 seconds of it at every Nvidia conference for a while. It's like, this is what I mean, it's like very briefly there, they're doing the stage environment takedowns. I'm like, that's the kind of stuff that makes this franchise a bit more iconic. And they don't show a lot of it. They keep it relatively very grounded. I mean, then you'll have a character just come out of nowhere and start beating up a bunch of people, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, the spectacle is quite contained. I don't know. I haven't really... Yeah. Cutscene beat... Yeah, exactly. That one's a bit different, so... I don't know of my characters, so I can't tell you who's who. Also, they don't like my left audio channel in this trailer. Unfortunately, and there's a little bit of glitching on that text there, but yeah, no, they do the funny. Yes, they saw Resident Evil. What? Well, that just happened. There's a bit of that, so I don't have a lot to say about the trailer. Maybe seems okay. Anyways, the RuneScape's back with another trailer where the bloom is intense. I have to remind you that RuneScape is all about wood cutting. If you're playing the game any other way, you're doing it wrong. Wood cutting. That's all you gotta do. I'm gonna kind of skim this one. I don't have a lot to say. Is this game already out? Probably not, no. Reminder that there's a couple of Switch 2 games coming out really soon. You gotta quite... Yeah, true. Orbitals is actually a Switch 2 exclusive, so just keep that one in mind as well. These other ones are just like, actually, isn't Starseeker also Switch 2 exclusive? I don't have much to say about Starseeker, but I do think Orbitals looks pretty alright. I'm curious how it'll be. I'm intrigued enough to wait until reviews. So, I saw Digital Extremes on this one. I was like, okay, are we sitting here for another Warframe expansion? But it's actually one over. This is a game called Soulframe. Pro Jared made me feel a little dismissive about Elliot, so we'll see how it is. I mean, if it's good, I'll hear about it again, so... I know, right? I'm using a YouTuber's opinion. Who would ever do that? But you know, Digital Extremes is like a remarkably consistent company. Like, they've been pumping out fairly solid games for a long time. 30 to beat, 50 to master. Elliot? Or Soulframe. But pre-alpha, so I'm like, oh, okay, like, it's a bit too early to, you know, focus too much. I thought this game was out already, and I realized it's because it's early access, which made me then wonder, why are we publishing early access games?
Clever girl.
Don't say clever girl. That's that's you're not gonna end well. This is Grounded, or the second Grounded. I didn't really know anything about the first one. It kind of just happened as I wasn't paying attention, and it had a big expansion as well. But I don't know anything about the actual game itself. So that's on me for not knowing it. I like the enemy designs though. There you go. Technically, that's an Xbox Studio game, so sure, yeah. An update coming to all platforms. This is another. That was an update bump as well for something. I don't know. Oh, this is another update bump as well. Okay, legit. This trailer goes so quick. I actually thought we were actually going to get an alcohol ad where they pretended it was a game ad, but they'd actually be advertising alcohol on us. Because, as you know, it's not been the first time at the Game Awards where we've had product being advertised as opposed to a game. Yeah, sorry, it is a DLC. Italia. I mean, it is a Mafia game. Hopefully it isn't Italia. How long ago did this game come out? I thought it was... I guess it was last year, wasn't it? Sicily. Ah. There you go. So, at least it's that. More Jeff. I'm going to skim him a bit, sorry. Which one was this one? I've completely forgotten. We are in engine. Sure. Okay.
To be the collector.
Ah. I spot the painting in the back. Did I think I remember liking this trailer, but I can't. Yes, I did like this trailer. Yes. I kind of like the aesthetic, and I don't quite know what the gameplay is about, but I was like, oh, you know, these weird, like, kind of demon, you know, like, kind of glimpses there. I was like, oh, you know, it's just like evil witch kind of thing. That's what we're going for here. This is the witch game. Yes, 1666. This one's a fun one from knowing its history, because effectively the guy who made it briefly had Ubisoft claim that they owned the license to the game that he hadn't finished. And he had to sue them in order to get to the stage where he could actually release his own game. So that's good fun. Is it the original creator? If it is, then sweet. I'm asking as a question. I'm not doubting. I have no idea about the guy himself. But you know, I feel like somewhat interesting premise. How does it play? I don't know. I don't know, man. It just kind of happens, unfortunately.
Thank you, Jeff.
But there he is.
Thank you, everyone.
That's the guy. So
1666 has been a monumental and emotional journey. David Lynch once said, "The film."
Are we fixing the latency?
Talking. That's how I feel today about the game.
Yes, we're fixing the latency. Sorry, fellas.
As of right now, the prologue is free to 30 when the
I think that, yeah, they very briefly show a tad bit of gameplay. Looks fine. Cat gameplay. Gotta have cat gameplay. It looks fine. I'd imagine it'd be like an Assassin's Creed then, so. But yeah, I mean, weird monsters here and there. Yeah, I guess true. If it's got the demo, you know, kind of to try. This happens. You could briefly see him earlier in the presentation as well, so you sort of knew this was going to happen. But props to having a stage prop here.
Oh, you want to play a game? Well, that's great. We're here at Summer Game Fest. This is all about playing games. It's perfect.
Roll the tape.
You heard the puppet. Roll the tape.
I appreciate the delivery, Jeff, on that one. Nah, I do like goofy gags. I think Jeff always gets one goofy gag in every presentation, and quite a bunch of them have been Muppets. One of them was the Elden Ring pot. I'm trying to think of another one he's done. But yeah. My movie mate also is like, oh, they got the guy who does the voice to appear in this one. Bloober, famous for the baby running into the wall.
It strips away the lies.
That sounds reductive. I think they did one that was actually very well received, didn't they? Didn't they actually do one of the Silent Hill ones? Yeah, the Silent Hill 2 remake. Rip your jaw, man. It is Saw. I don't have a lot to say about Saw, though, because it's mostly Saw setting rather than, like, actual gameplay here. I'm just kind of sitting there wondering what's going on. But I actually, okay, out of all the ones that we could call friend slop, I actually think this might be the most friend slop of them all if it's co-op. And if it's single player, then I guess it's not friend slop, but... 1v3 asymmetric. Okay. A Dead by Daylight. There you go. I don't hate the concept, but I think we're going to have to rely on some execution on this one. Also, are fingers really that juicy? I don't think they are.
Those who are worthy.
Anyways, new Saw game. I saw Genesis, I'm like, she seems to have an invisible touch, yeah. It's not that Genesis. And also, don't do that Genesis, jeez. I saw Steve Hackett and he was playing Selling England by the Pound, which is that's way more my cup of tea than Invisible Touch. Is this a trailer? Oh, I mean, I know it's a trailer. I'm trying to recall this one. Oh, yeah, this was a bit of a sword one. That's the closest I'm getting to boobs on my stream, though. It's dangerously close. Yeah, this one's a bit of my kind of sword fighting overlap. Is this a yokai game as well? Does this count? I'm not too sure what I think we're in China land again. I like and here, I don't want to be dismissive and say, oh, every game where you're a sword guy fighting things is like the same game again and again, but it's like legit. It's like, oh, it's a sequel as well. That's the worst part. The fact that I'm unaware of like its original incarnation. So, they briefly show off the Star Wars game. I knew it was Star Wars because blue and red lasers, but then they definitely showed off like troopers and stuff. A sequel of a reboot. Yeah, okay. I don't know who's who's developing this one. I saw the name, but I don't know what they've done in the past. So, we got a bit of Unreal Engine kind of artifacting again in places. But you know what really like latched out to me with this one? We were like, okay, it's Star Wars. What's the genre? What are we doing? Because obviously they love set piecing. And then I was like, hold on. I saw it for a moment. Oh, you spoiled it, Fetty. By asymmetrical, as in one guy's the bad guy and 3 guys try to stop him. But no, yeah, it's XCOM. He's standing behind cover, having a 95% chance to hit this guy, except it actually means 100% missing. But yeah, XCOM games, as much as like I dismiss like various action games as looking the same, and then XCOM games clearly just being XCOM, I dig the XCOM games in the sense that I'm glad there's like more of these kinds of games and people trying them out. I think that's actually kind of interesting, especially as well if you've got a licensed property. Why not combine 2 and 2 in places? We haven't had a solid like, you know, kind of one of these strategy games in a bit, unless you're in the indie space. It's Clone Wars era, by the way. I know that one, so. But yeah, no, I'm happy about that one. I actually am more intrigued with that than various other games. This one, I've never had an Amazon guy not just like throw the box at the door.
The box. Please.
He's gone into the apartment. That's like red flag number 1. Also, how powerful is he? He didn't even need to like, you know, get past the shrink wrap or anything. Should be a bit concerned. We haven't had vampires show up in a little bit on this presentation, actually at all, I think. I don't think we've done any. But isn't this weird that like he's fighting this guy, he was like on the brink of death, or I guess re-death again, and you know, like, I mean, Amazon gets there same day, but I don't know if it was like, you know, that quick. Who knows? seems okay. I don't mind the 1300s aesthetic, but I'm curious. I guess, like, I don't know. Lots of story, I guess. We're dealing with a lot of cutscenes and a lot of characters and a lot of, like, maybe lore setup. But they're very teethy vampires. I don't want to say yokai because it's vampires, I know. He's doing a couple of things. He's doing the Dishonored blink. There's a couple of time jumps in places as well. And they very, very briefly showed off that, you know, that modern day kind of moment when he's like, he's getting an Amazon delivery. And now suddenly we're in the 1300s. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this one. Show me some gameplay later on. How about that? Because that's the thing as well. It's like, whatever my worst opinion of these is, and whatever, most of them I don't have the opinion of, I don't want to play these games. But the worst I'd say is, oh, well, they didn't appeal to me at that moment, so. Yeah, he very briefly mentions it as a prologue section. And that has me wondering what the pacing of the game is like, but okay. Anyways, this one was a surprise reveal that I actually thought was like, maybe not surprise, but like I thought this was like, actually I accept this. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm cool with this. It's Among Us. We know it's Among Us. But it's an Among Us murder mystery single player game. It's probably a relatively quite casual experience, but maybe it's got the Ace Attorney style of like, well, you gather a bunch of clues and then eventually once you got all the clues you can continue on to the spoilers. They talk about the TV show afterwards, so but I like the idea of making a spin-off game. And then anyways, that's on stage, and I know the actress on the right. I remember her from Drake and Josh. She hasn't aged a bit, I tell you. It's been like 20 years. Jeez. But I appreciate my real actors say some cringy things on stage, and you can clearly see the guy on the inside a little bit.
Look, I know fans have been dying for updates, but there's a dead body right there. And the imposter could be any one of us. I think this calls for an emergency meeting.
Anyways, I will leave this moment for the stuff. They're plugging the TV show. I don't have much to say. It's a TV show. Other than the casting is quite absurd for a TV show. On Paramount Plus, mind you. So, anyways, Lenny Kravitz is in the James Bond game. Yes. Yes. Was Lenny Kravitz in the James Bond game? Because I remember they teased him off. They teased him like ages ago. And then they say he will return, which implies he didn't die. But also Switch 2, it's not even out yet. Just like a dragonfly. Yes, reminder that Final Fantasy XIV is coming to the Switch 2. That's a wild announcement, isn't it? As well as this Turok game that's not even out yet. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see, it might be okay. I don't know about this one. I've not heard of this one, but yeah, you know. Come on the Switch too. Yeah, I know, Turok, yes. I think there's another one of these Switch 2 bits. That's kind of it. This is like the ad break moment. We've had a couple of ad break moments where they just have a bunch of like very like rapid fire kinds of trailers. And they don't repeat, so at least they keep it interesting. I'm not sure what I'm looking at on this one. This one kind of just happens, but I don't know, big monsters. Oh yeah, it's Gothic. Oh, I have to note this one. This game apparently runs kind of iffy on PC. It's already out as well, so there's that. We don't need parachutes because we got wings. I thought the wings seems okay. This is alright. Out of all the games we've had about like Chinese samurais, yeah, it's interesting to see a remake. But I assume, you know, is this franchise that instead of making a sequel, they just remake an old one again? Again, we got a lot of remakes happening. I don't know, we used to just have new game after new game after new game. And if it wasn't quite a new game, it was at least a reimagining. Frame rate's a little weird on this trailer. Resolution's really weird on this trailer. But, you know, I guess the attacking seems exciting. But at the end of the day, it is a sword game with a weird frame rate. Oh, yeah, I remember Gothic 3 being bad. Maybe there's that, yeah. But, yeah. I feel like a lot of these, I'm just going to say, Asian MMOs, because who knows where exactly. I dig the flying. The mouse camera in the trailer is an incredibly, I guess, authentic touch, I guess. But is this an existing RPG? Or is this a new one? I guess it's a new one. I swear I've heard the name before for something else. Who knows? Isn't NC Nexon Corp as well? Aeon 2? I know of Wuthering Winds. This is a crossover that we've had. Wuthering Winds or Wuthering Waves? Which one's the book? Wuthering Winds, right? I keep trying to say it's Zenless. I know it's not Zenless. I don't play any gacha games, by the way, so... yeah, no, they're, like... Wuthering Waves? Okay, Wuthering Winds is the romance novel, isn't it? Get it wrong every time. And not Wuthering Heights, that's Kate Bush. They're the three uses of the word wuthering. Wind and Wuthering? That's a Genesis album. Give that one a listen. Listen, I picked a Yes song for the stream title, so... audio balance is very odd on this trailer, by the way. It's very quiet. Yes. Oh, okay. But yeah, if you like crossovers, that's out now. So I guess there's that. I've seen a mate play a bunch of this game, and seems okay.
That was a look at what's ahead.
Anyways, do you like Monsty Hunty? I saw the thing. I immediately went, it's Monsty Hunty. I have played Monster Hunter 3 a bit, 4 a bit, and 1 a fair bit more. I haven't played anything since Monster Hunter World onwards, so I can't tell you at all why someone on my timeline really hates new Monster Hunter but loves the old ones. I think he boils it down to it's very stripped down. He finds that, like, you know, the character can do too much, and ultimately everything becomes a bit of a grind fest rather than something where you have to really, like, time and power your shots. That is me trying to proxy what I guess one person on my timeline says, though, so don't take that as my opinion. And yes, this is an expansion, so, like, whatever you think of Wilds, this probably is, like, a bit more of it. But it's weird, because I usually have this take where DLCs often are a bit... How would I put? I don't think they add a ton to games in general. Which I know sounds quite harsh. But sometimes they're good. But only sometimes. Not most of the time, or at least half of the time. I think that more games than not, the DLCs are just... they're not worth it. Wilds is very easy? Oh, maybe. I know Wilds had some shocking PC performance, though. Now, generally, I like massive expansions as opposed to very tiny ones. So, I'm cool with big expansions like this. But at the end of the day, I don't know of really anyone who talks about much of a big expansion. So, is this a yokai game? Was this a yokai one? Oh, no, it's Shanghai. We're dealing with China again. But I'm pretty sure... Was this one... I dig the lighting, though. I think they've definitely nailed the lighting on this one. Yes, this is a yokai one. Yes. Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah. Okay. I'm very down for this one. A little bit of a you know, gutsy doing solid gameplay and not heavily editing it. Because it's just like, okay, this guy just shows up and then he's just immediately into combat. But it's like, you know, this HUD feels quite real. Souls-like, maybe? He's moving a bit too quickly, though, but he's got the roll. I don't know, it's kind of a bit of that sword gameplay. But you know what? Like, I dig his attacks. I dig, like, you know, his design. I think that's kind of neat as well. I think, like, I guess as well, the combat is reasonably paced enough Yeah, it might be actual gameplay. It might be paced, you know, somewhat where he's dealing enough damage to get the enemy to do different attacks again and again. Because he doesn't seem to be repeating attacks either. But also, you know, here's an opportunity to use various abilities. And I'm like, you know what? Like, that's real solid that I'm constantly seeing something new again and again just to get through this one boss fight. Like, you know, dropping a summon in the middle of the fight. Like, that's cool. Look, he's got that massive sword on his back as well. He's not using it. That's kind of cool. I find that's pretty neat. A little bit of a cut for the takedown, but sure, okay. No, seriously, watch his health bar. It's just like... all gone. All gone. I mean, to be fair, all the Souls games you can do that these days. You know, not your place. But yeah, no, I'm very, very down for this game. Like, out of all the swordy kinds of games out there that we've seen... Exactly. Out of all the swordy games, this one is like the most solid looking. Remarkably, with a non-edited trailer. They keep it quite thin. But you know what? I like what they're going for here. And then this just happens on the side, but sure, okay. I think, is this a PC first, consoles later kind of date? Maybe? I'm not too sure, so. Anyways, this made me hype a little bit. Also, how long are we at? Okay, we're hour 24. We're getting closer to the end of this because it's like, oh, we're already at 2 hours 6 and we're still going to get to the Xbox One. I was aiming for 3 hours. I am happy that we're getting more driving games. This is the third one. I'm happy. This is, I believe this is by Milestone. So, also sub love. But yeah, no, I'm excited for, it's by Milestone who did the other Hot Wheels games. Yes, they are Italian as well, so there you go. Local game here. But, I think they did an alright job with the first Hot Wheels game. I didn't play the second one, but I thought the first one was actually pretty solid. Not amazing, but solid. Very solid. Real Ferrari licenses, thank you. That's cool. I would love as many Hot Wheels pieces as possible, which I guess has always been the thing in these games. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. You can feel free to, if you want, you can watch the VOD or I don't know. I don't have a discussion forum or anything, so just send me stuff on the Fetty or Twitter or anything. I read the Twitter if I ever get anything there, so don't worry about that. Not the Fetty, the Fetty. But yeah, no, I'm hyped for a big world Hot Wheels game. Switch 2, by the way, that's still there. We haven't had a lot of last gen systems show up, by the way. And I actually don't know if any of the games in the Sony presentation were coming out for the PS4. But trust me, there is a PS4 game. This is the most unhinged trailer, by the way. Because it's like, okay, like, we knew Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was coming in the DLC. Avatar, I didn't know about. I was like, oh, okay. This crossover central, this game. And they're like, yeah, that was year 1. You had all of these ones. Now we're in the big boys year 2 club. Okay, San Fran, Godzilla? And I was like, oh, okay. And then, my mates all just, the jaws simultaneously dropped when Best Girl started racing alongside him. Just incredible crossover right there. I don't know what this thing is, by the way. Sega Pico confirmed, I guess. But yeah, Whiplash, just boom. Weirdly exciting trailer. Holy crap, Sega. So, that's good fun. Koei Tecmo, I jumped to... Oh, actually, this is... Oh, I'm not going to do this. Someone's going to be upset at me. That is a trailer... I know, yes. I know. I had a mate tell me this spoiled a lot of the Attack on Titan show. And so, whatever it is, that trailer ticks the boxes of... Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of gameplay-y, but it's very heavy on the story in the trailer. I don't know what I'm looking at. I would like to see more on the gameplay side at some point. So, I will leave it at that. So, anyone who kind of cares about the show won't get spoiled. So, at least it's that. I'm sorry for skipping over that one, but that one I very intentionally. This is where the Grand Prix happened today. I don't have, or yesterday. I don't have a lot to say about actually the Grand Prix was quite wild. Do you like penalties? It's near France, I guess. It's on the south end, so. But you know what? Are we back? Is this another racing game? I think this is the limit. I think, okay, we've hit 3 in this one. We had 1 in the previous, you know, conference. We're starting to get too many racing games. What's going on here? This one, I think, is kind of Need for Speed The Run. Very heavily on the cinematic side. I know, finally.
I did all that for you to get out of trouble. Now I'm in deeper than when I started.
I wonder if this is heavily inspired by the push for the F1 movie. That, like, people can just, like, pull this kind of stuff off. Listen, as long as you make the driving good and then you provide enough fun modes. I think if you do a racing game, you have to put fun modes around the story. Please, don't force me into the story and only story. Because I know I want to toy around with the mechanics in some way. Also, if you have good driving mechanics, it shouldn't be that hard to just not make the stage end. So, but no, it's a cinematic game of some kind. Starring real people. So, there you go. Clutch. In-games, in-engine cinematic build with in-game assets. Oh my goodness. I thought this was a Chivalry 2. But then he's wearing yellow, and yellow doesn't vibe with the Chivalry 2 kind of vibe. Or we've already got a Chivalry 2. Chivalry 3. Kind of artsy trailer with this kind of diorama style. Foggy around. And then I thought, okay, well, we've now got a lot of people. Okay. Kind of strategy kind of vibe. And then, oh, you see it play out, and you're on a mount. You might have a blade. Perhaps a mount and blade, but it's not mount and blade. I've only very, very briefly played one mount and blade. I've got a mate who plays a ton of it, so I would vouch for his expertise a bit more. But I dig the trailer. I think they've probably teased it quite alright. I would also rip a lot of these people, man. You're really wailing into them. True. They did put Don't Fear the Reaper in. I don't like remixes. I don't know. It's a bit weird. I don't know. Is this a franchise? I don't know if it is. But we're going to kill a bunch of people on screen to show you how visceral this game is. Early access, unfortunately, so who knows. But they didn't put a month in there. Which means this could be a GTA competitor. I remember this game was announced during the Game Awards 6 months ago, and they did a very, very similar trailer where they were like, I think they put a song to it. No, it wasn't a song, but it was very artsy in the trailer, and it didn't quite, like... I didn't know quite what the game was about. It jumped between what I assume were different genres, and I hope, well, if they... Yeah, it's a gacha at the end of the day, and it's like, I guess there's a lot of characters, I guess. I mean, I don't hate gachas. I feel like it sounds disappointing to say, oh, it's a gacha. At the end of the day, I worry that all gachas are gonna... Is it? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know my MCR. But it's like, I worry that all gachas I play will end up like Infinity Nikki, where I will enjoy it, but then I stop enjoying it because it changes on me as opposed to I'm done with it. And I play a lot of Infinity Nikki. Probably more than I should have. I guess it's the problem with the business model, is that ultimately they have to keep updating it, because otherwise then they don't make any money. But then I didn't spend any money, so alas. But yeah, very, very briefly, I see the 4 people in a row franchise there. So, but pre-register, yeah, no, I think it's a gacha game. I'm gonna briefly glance over this because
Hey, buddy, what's your deal?
This.
Name's Ryu. What's all this mess about me being different?
Well, look at that.
It is an ad.
What in the Sam Hill? Everyone in Tokyo talks like this.
I don't know what to say about it, but it's not a game trailer, it's a sale ad. So, okay.
Elite ranks of the Ark Society, Mr.
So I was surprised that they're doing another content update for Hitman. I was going to say Hitman 3. It's a Hitman World of Absolution or something. World of Assassination. That's the one. Absolution was the 2012 game. I think is this a UFC crossover? Yes. Wiz Khalifa and some, I don't know. It happens very quickly. You know, if you're going to do an update for a game, keep it brief, I guess. Show off something cool. So this is another one that's an update for a game. It confused a couple of my mates, and I went, well, the human character is nothing like what Pokemon is, but yeah, I mean, you know, they're used to Pokemon monster designs, and they just see that and they think Pokemon. So not helping Power World's case on this one, are they? But other than, you know, being a neat kind of cinematic trailer, I'm actually not too sure what really attaches the exact... Clearly Monster Hunter. They're all Dragon Quest clones anyways. But which we won't see any Dragon Quest in this presentation, unfortunately. But yeah, no, it's the 1.0 release. I don't know what's in the 1.0 release that people haven't already played. To me, that, I guess, starts to invite me to be like, yeah, no, this game is solid enough, bug-free enough that they're willing to say it's a 1.0. So, I'm happy about that. Otherwise, cool trailer. I do prefer the original trailer where, you know, they're kind of raising a farm and then suddenly slave labor weapons lab. They don't pull that bait on us, which is a bit of a shame. I'm like, oh, that was the most hilarious part about the Power World reveal. They play this so straight. They play it like it's a real... Maybe not a real game, but they play it like it's a very, very, like, you know, big lore kind of game. So, this one is a big tease for people who have played the original. I apologize if there's spoilers, because I haven't played the original. But yeah, a lot of people, when Telltale shut down, even well before Telltale shut down, I remember a lot of people commenting on how this game was a very, very solid one, and then they were surprised that they were never doing a sequel to it. They never did a second season. I'm glad that aesthetically it lines up. They haven't really changed the art style at all. I mean, it's kind of HD, or 4K in this case, but it's like you got those hard shadows. Even the model quality doesn't really, you know, just improve the polygons. Don't need to really do too much. It is new Telltale. That's one thing, of course, is that it's as much of Telltale as, you know, I don't know, maybe, is it Ship of Theseus? Someone bought the name, went for it. Yeah, okay. But you know what? Hey, at least it's not a remake. I mean, they're doing a remaster. They're about to mention that now. No, I know. This was the famous one. Has Among Us in the name. But, we already talked about Among Us as well. But hey, you know, remaster of the first game. So, for the people who need to be reminded, or literally can't buy the original because they lost the license and the company went bankrupt, hey, you know, at least there's an opportunity. Remasters, again, it's just like, well, you know, who is it for? I guess people who didn't play the original. So, sure. This one made a bunch of people say some things on the internet. Also captured on PC. We generally don't get a lot of games mentioning that they're captured on PC, but I think it makes sense to highlight it. I immediately kind of dig this. Yeah, this is the big reveal. Yes. I dig this aesthetic. I think there's a lot of stuff going on, which is, again, it's like, it's one thing where it's like, I'm surprised how, like, sometimes quite, like, not barren, but, like, games are technical, but they don't look busy. And, you know, during gameplay, I don't need it to look busy. I think be a bit more practical, but it's like, when you're doing a cutscene, you know, like, what are the things I should be focusing on? And having, like, background characters not look like just random NPCs walking for... I mean, sometimes they are, but, like, hey, you know, they turn into places, they're peering down alleys, that kind of stuff. You got this character talking about the first mission, that kind of stuff, so fish out of water experience here. Very, very mechy dudes. Weird hairstyles. Also, they call her Evie, which sounds like another character from a different game. But also, Nuke Chicken! I need to comment on that Nuke Chicken on the side there. But yeah, no, this trailer looks very, very impressive. I might as well spoil what this is for. This is for the new Stellar Blade, which I believe is a sequel, but it follows a different character whose name is so similar to Eve. It's Evie. You can tell it's from the future because she wears translucent clothing. Also, this guy does a weird thing, and then... Man, imagine doing this in public. That just seems crazy that you can just casually commit biological terrorism all over the place. Isn't that weird? But yeah, no, lots of stuff going on. Very, very, very spectacle game. Out of all the spectacle action games we've got going on, first of all, no swords. You're punching people. So, hey, also, ouch. Jeez. I heard the first one was pretty good. I think some people were a bit polarized by it. I think because the marketing was a bit guerrilla. Yes, the PS5 exclusive, quick time event. The marketing was a bit guerrilla, and I think as well a lot of the Western social media was very, very focused on character wearing tight clothing, and they think they've just completely quadrupled down on this one. They're just like, yep, you can very, very clearly tell her buttock shape, and whatever, it's fine. As if it's like the only game that's like this, you know? like, exactly. To me, I look at it and I go, okay, she's beaten up a lot of fancy enemies here, and so I think it looks somewhat intriguing, I guess. There's a lot of fancy, you know, like, we're in a world where they're not making a new Bayonetta right now, and I feel like I'd love to see some fun kinds of takes on beat-em-ups. Yeah, no, looks very fast and flowing. Lots of fancy visuals going on as well, all around everything. Blood Rain is a different video game franchise. They spell rain differently, but hey, you know, I'm relatively excited by that. Internet conversation talking about how people don't like playing games as women immediately shut up as that one came out. Yeah, I know. So, to me, I'm just like, whatever. It's a shallow conversation point. They immediately started talking about how people like characters to be young, and I'm like, that just looked like a smaller person, like Jeff Keighley. True.
Street Fighter 6 Year 4.
Year 4. Oh my goodness. How much money do people have to pay in order to keep up with games that do, like, not just one season pass, but like so many season passes? Fighting games are probably the most guilty of them. This reminds me of that Tokon trailer that we've seen like 2.5 hours ago. But yeah, here it's like, okay, I know Street Fighter, and they're kind of just showing a bunch of characters. Yes, it's because people were excited to see Capcom bring back a character from a very, very well-beloved 90s franchise to be a new DLC fighter in the Street Fighter 6 game. And so, obviously, people were very excited for Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. Again, I don't know, crossovers sell these days. Jeez, everyone loves their crossovers. Ever since Smash, it's just like, just whatever. Yeah, not Lara. A lot of people were going to say, are they going to finally mention Darkstalkers? Nope. Darkstalkers is still not getting a mention. But yeah, they come out on stage. Woo! But yeah, there's Tifa, director at Square Enix, standing in front of a Capcom game. What bizarre crossover land are we in? Oh, Tifa would be great. I mean, hey, there's, you know, one of the most brawly characters in any, well, maybe not any RPG, but certainly a very, very well-known one. Dude, the Italian Senate's going nuts right now. So, anyways, oh gosh, you know it's good when the camera is just like dedicated on her though. So,
Long ago, a shadow fell upon
Tifa is going to be the 4th character in the new season pass of Street Fighter 6. That's what it was. I'm like, what were we talking about again? Yeah, so the last one that they show off here is the final of the Final Fantasy VII trilogy games. I think this has come out a fair bit sooner compared to how long Remake was to Rebirth. This one is called Revengeance. Revengeance? No, Revelations. But yeah. One revelation? Okay. But yeah, now I haven't played any of the other Final Fantasy VIIs. I think it's a very, very open secret about yeah, I wonder why. I didn't know when that would happen. Listen, I have a full Final Fantasy VII playthrough on my channel, so I'll just say it's not like the deepest secret in the world, but I'll talk around it. Why is she not present? Jeez. They make very indirect mention of it in this trailer as well. But you know, the trailer looks pretty tight. The only thing I guess for me is obviously I should play the other ones before I get to this one. But obviously, this is the end of it. They need to show off that, hey, there's a big world where you have an airship. You got these big monsters, because you got to show off your endgame super bosses now. But I'm curious how much they padded out this game, because it took me about 30 hours to beat the original. Not tons long, that's a pretty normal JRPG length. Maybe a tad short. Okay, only one revelation, got it. Unlike Capcom, they spelled it right.
I won't let you down.
Yeah, you see what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. So, but yeah, no. Pretty exciting. And he's back on stage. Legendary. Legendary to get like just 2 in a row right there. But yeah, no, props to that. Also then Matthew Mercer comes out. Everyone likes Matthew Mercer. It's 12 o'clock.
Thank you very much.
True, because you couldn't play as Sid in the original, so I appreciate that. They'll show this off a bit. I'm sort of going to glance over this a tad bit. I'll speed it up so you can at least see what's going on here. Although you probably won't hear Matthew Mercer talking underneath it. But I think, hey, you know, a couple of the features. It's like, hey, you know, you fly around on the ship, show off a bunch of the gameplay mechanics. Parachuting with parachutes this time. I like the effect. I wish I could see a start to finish as opposed to the fade to black here. But I like this idea of maybe being able to take on areas in sort of any order. I'm curious what how they I guess keep it together. As well as also, where did we end with the second game and where do we have to go for the third one? Because on the original... In the original game, Disc 3 was exclusively the final dungeon. It was like, you were all fine, and the moment you went into the final dungeon, you'd have to put in the last disc. And the moment you went out, you had to put Disc 2 in again. So, it's like, well, you know, if we were basing it off of the discs, we've done something a bit weird all over the place. But I assume they're treating it quite equally. They've got their own kinds of stuff going on here. The combat looks pretty neat, still. I'm pretty sure it's still in line with what the other ones were. But I believe they very briefly later on talk about the job system. Never mind, they talk a bit more. They talk a bit more. Now they talk about Vincent.
But there's more to this secretive former
He's a secret character. Now they really, really want you to show off. Here you go, there's a job system. So you can wear clothes that change your moves, which effectively counts as the job system, so I think that's cool. I'm curious how many there are. I'm also curious that we are getting it in this third game only, I guess. Like, I'm curious what they did in the previous games, but that's on me. Other than that, neat showcase. Very, very neat showcase. And overall, though, I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of exciting stuff to see in the Summer Games Fest showcase here. I think there definitely was quite a bunch of trailers to latch onto. You know, it was double the length of the other ones, so we'll, you know, I think we're more likely to have games that relate to me a bit more, but you know what I mean? We had 3 racing games in there. How cool is that? It did have a lull in the middle. We had the Fortnite bit, you had to talk about the Among Us TV show, which, you know, whatever, sure, okay. I'll sort of glance over the rest of this because I'm pretty sure it wraps up very shortly. Other than Big Monster, and also, what a weird one to end with. The fact that this is coming to, well, first of all, we're coming to Steam and on Epic Game Store exclusive, but also the fact that we're coming to all the consoles at the same time, given that the original Final Fantasy VII Remake was a PS4 exclusive, and the Rebirth, the Integrate release, the enhanced PS5 release, was a PS5 release for a bit, and then it finally got that PC release. I think it did get an Xbox release at some point. Yes, yeah, Rebirth was PS5 exclusive for a tad bit as well. And now here we are. The Switch 2 has now caught up with those previous 2 games, and now it's getting the new one day one. Legendary pull from the team on this one. I give mad props, as long as it runs fine, but I give mad props for just going spam on all platforms, because I prefer that as opposed to anything else. So that is a very much we did that, boys. So, and that's it. That's that. Have fun. There you go. Thank you. We're all good. Summer Games Fest over. But yeah, no. Otherwise, I think generally solid. Felt like the Game Awards, I guess, but you didn't have to have people walk on stage in the middle in places. Generally alright. Bit of cringe in times, but I think there was a solid variety of games going on. And again, most of the ones that I would talk about would be like, or that I would say something, you know, how would I put it? Most of the ones that were the least exciting, I'd like to see more. But in general, yeah, you know, they shot off a bunch of reasonably exciting ones. People were very hyped by Capcom and Square Enix in this one, so hey, you know, they saved their eggs for that basket. So last one, we're 2.5 hours. We're at 11 o'clock, but we're gonna try and beat the midnight barrier on this one. And Cuphead, true. We've got an hour 10 on this one, and I'm gonna try and play this one a tad bit quickly. This is the Xbox Game Showcase. This happened within 24 hours ago, so we'll keep it a bit more relevant on this one. But this is the 25th Xbox anniversary. We have a new Xbox CEO. We have a bit of a change in direction for the company as well. I'm gonna speed things up. Sorry guys, but legit. Okay, I get very tired by, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, I get very tired by how many, like, times a trailer ends in this presentation, and then they go, and also it's coming to the Xbox Game Pass. Black screen. Next screen, exclusive to, or like world premiere. 5 seconds later, cut to black, then the trailer. It's like there's probably about 3 minutes of just stuff happening in the middle. I have never played a Gears of War. I want to add this one. You can tell it's John Gears of War. This is their big game. And generally, I thought this trailer looked okay. It's one of those solid gameplay trailers, but I think, you know, we haven't got a lot of shooters, so I don't feel like we're overdoing the genre a bit. And I think there's enough set-piece stuff to kind of go on. I don't, I guess it doesn't really latch out to me as like, what's the new features? It kind of seems like, here's a setting, let's roll with it. And given that Gears of War has kind of had a tad bit of an absence, I know Gears 5 was, what, 2019, 2020? It is a prequel, yes. So they're not as roided out as they used to be. And they're not wearing armor, but... Henry! Does that count as saving him or not? I don't know, so... but yeah, I mean, you know... It's a linear corridor, shoot the enemies kind of thing. There's much less hiding behind cover in this one. I feel like that's a turn that games have had, where hiding behind cover is not as desirable to show off It still happens. You'll see it in places. Maybe it's the type of enemies that we're fighting here that just seems like a run through and see some stuff happening kind of moment more than anything else. I guess that's the other one as well. Here I am judging this presentation of the game, but they front-loaded it, and then they said they talk about it for half an hour at the end of this video. So I will cut short there, but yeah, like I don't know much about Gears of War other than big monsters and even bigger dudes with big guns and quite visceral. Yeah, rip. This guy can't aim though. This bit of gameplay, it's like he's just playing quite broadly. So he has a bit of cover base because you got dudes who are shooting at you. So, but still though, he's got this ability to run around quite a bunch. I'm not too sure. Oh my gosh, his aim, jeez. He's got the ability to run around a bunch, which makes for a more exciting kind of trailer here. Other than, wow, he did not respond to that at all. Give us a stab. Yeah, this is what Gears of War is known for, the takedowns.
Right. That gear said they're stuck in the pay and save. Which way?
True, true. To be fair, I think the gray shooter or the brown shooter was very much like a tone of the time. When, you know, I comment on color grading, and this is very much like, if anything as well, they've kind of kept that original color grade where everything's a bit brown and muddy. There's a lot of games that, like, sometimes are a bit awfully dark in places, and this, I will give a little bit of a benefit of the doubt because it is at nighttime. But again, like, that was a perfect shot just then. I just want to back up to that one. This is what I mean. If this was a movie, every one of these characters would have, like, oh, sorry, there would be like some kind of like floor lighting to help with the ambient. Right now, every single character's forehead casts a shadow down their eyes. And that is something that it's like, I know in a realistic setting, of course that's going to happen. But we're trying to be cinematic here. Can we do something about it? Who knows? That's what I mean. That's the kind of stuff that I'd rip on a bit. I'm going to speed up this trailer a tad bit because I don't have a ton to say about maybe the individual bits of them walking around. Look at all these TVs. But you know what? He's running around and then he shoots a bunch of people. And again, if the combat is as dynamic as they're kind of showing off here, where you can run around and take cover in various places, and you're kind of fighting from various flanked angles all over the place, this might be pretty okay. From cover! Listen, from cover is it's a feature now. Sort of paused on that one. I think the distinctive look helps though, because the characters were quite realistic in Gears 5, weren't they? Look at these guys coming from the pits. Also, look, listen, man, your forearms would be like toast after this. You'd be so toast. There's a big muscly dude from the pits of hell, like bonking on your forearms there. So. But yeah, other than that, you know, Destructo Glass. Listen, it's not like deeply dynamic. You know, you shoot it a few times, it does a decal effect. Oh, a strong decal effect, mind you. And then eventually it all shatters. Well, you know, I don't hate what they're going for here. I guess if I was more interested, I'd probably watch the direct. I guess the fact that they have more stuff there means it's on me for not reading more into it. It is. We've had a bunch of other games with QuickTime events as well, so the fact that Gears of War has learned otherwise. Also, again, rip him here. You just let this happen. You just let him get the stab on him. See, that would hurt a little bit. I mean, he's breaking tiles. And now he's being X-Men Apocalypse. Did he have that scar in the original games? And it's like this is a how did he get these kind of moments? Also, this is not a very practical weapon to be using on a guy who's being held up. I guess it's a strong weapon. Thank you, John Power Armor.
A worlds converge again.
But yeah, I don't know my Gears of War lore, Gears of lore, if you will. So I can't tell you what makes this game tremendously different to the other ones. But I will say it's been a while, so hey, you know, looks pretty fine, pretty in line, and hilariously on point in terms of aesthetic. Everything's gritty and brown, and it looks like Unreal 3, but higher resolution and higher quality in a good way. So yeah, I mean, that's a big one for the moment, so yes, can I play the other ones at some point, please? This is what I mean. Wah, play it day one with Game Pass. But yeah.
Welcome to the Xbox Game Showcase.
I don't mean to skip your Asher, but this is the first time I think she said anything in a conference or in like a keynote of some variety, right? Since Phil Spencer left. So, I think she's doing alright so far, I guess. Other than a teleprompter is a bit too close, so you can tell her eyes are darting a bit. That's so picky of me.
That Gears of War E-Day will be an Xbox console.
Also, this is another one as well. It sounds weird to like be flexing exclusivity, but it's like legit. A lot of people were very concerned about Microsoft like not caring anymore about the hardware because they're releasing the Halo remaster on the PlayStation 5. They
enjoy the show.
And to be fair, every single game is still coming to PC, mind you. When they say console exclusive, they mean it's not coming to the other consoles. That's it. So but yeah. Yeah, drop some news if you got relevant news about it. This one, I know the actress. She's in Captain America, isn't she?
Well, I was being crushed to death.
This is for the new Fable game, which I think is a reboot. I guess it's been long enough. There's an almost finished version. Yes. So the fact they announced it is in contrast with leaks. Which sucks to suck for PS5 owners, I guess. You don't get your game, but that's what I mean by announcements and all this stuff. And I guess this is a general broad point. All of these announcements, you have to grain of salt that they're actually happening. Also, seeing Playground games show up, I was like Forza Horizon Playground games? Yes. Also, Rip Turn 10. They're just never showing up again, are they?
You want to talk about them?
I find this is interesting that they've got a very much like in-engine aesthetic, but it's also clearly a trailer. Like, they're clearly showing a bunch of stuff that's like, whatever, they're just, you know, I don't know. Yeah. And also, not even like Microsoft Store exclusive. It's like every single one of these are on Steam. You can wishlist them now over there if you wanted to. Wishlisting, for reference, the reason why they tout wishlisting is because it's great for the analytics. It shows a direct incentive for investors to see, oh yes, people definitely will buy these games. Like, yeah, you know, we know it's months away, but we don't have to guess that it will do well. Or they cancel games too soon. It does work for indie games as well, yes. I don't mind this delivery. I guess the whole point about Fable is that it's very much a choose to be heroic or evil kind of thing. So I just sort of got the gist. I knew we were also in for a new Fable game, but as someone who hasn't played a Fable, I can't tell you anything in particular about what to expect, other than it is a reboot, so I'm not expecting any ties. I'm just expecting, you know, spiritually, it's the same kind of game, and then let's take it. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, glad that it's happening. But oh boy, man, you know, announcements from ages ago. Can't wait for that Perfect Dark game, guys. Can't wait for that Beyond Good and Evil game. Cinematic trailer. I like the delivery. Sure. Listen, man, sometimes we still get those PS5 logos around the place. I remember as well, Microsoft said, yeah, we're not afraid about games showing up on the PS5. So they weren't hiding logos, whereas PlayStation would never tell you that things are coming to other consoles, despite all of them, apart from like 2 or 3. 3, we established 3, yes. This one is John Halo. I don't have I got a bit to say. I thought the original, like, longer, like, 10-minute thing that they showed off at the end of last year looked very weak. It had a lot of weird visual artifacts about the Unreal 5 engine all over the place, and I didn't quite know how to feel about it. This trailer, heavily edited, sure, but on the other hand, I'm really kind of digging the color grading. To some degree, the original game has some vibrant colors if you're looking in the right places. Prequel campaign, hey, I'm down for additional stuff. But like, look how weirdly colorful it is. I'm a bit more impressed. I don't know about how the gameplay will be because I feel like people are very, very like protective about what is Halo, and I don't know. I've only ever played the first one, which means I should have a direct opinion on this one, but I really don't know. Like, I don't know whether it'll be good or not, and I also don't want this to tarnish the original. People have a very big opinion about the two cakes argument. It's like, well, the remake doesn't hurt your opinion of the original, or it doesn't ruin people enjoying playing the original game. Oh, that's nice that 4 or 5 are colorful. But yeah, it's which like, on the one hand, I sort of get that in like why they're saying it, but on the other hand, I've probably heard of enough examples where the remake, you know, one is only available as opposed to the original. I think you'll probably be able to buy Master Chief Collection. See, that's an example where it's like, I don't remember flying a spaceship in the original Halo. All I hope for is that the library level doesn't feel as repetitive. I don't love the original Halo as much as maybe people, like, say they do, so I guess that's on me as well. But no, in general, I do think that, like, games gotta be good. And, again, franchise Halo, well, it's quite, I wouldn't even say it's flawed as in, like, it's got imperfections, and I don't think it's not even the best shooter of 2001. I'd probably put Serious Sam in that list. Actually, I put Serious Sam as a much better game than Halo, but, you know, Halo's got the influence. It's on the Xbox, so... generally, my stance on the 2 cakes thing, though, is please don't tarnish the original. It's very easy for them to tarnish. But you see what I mean? That's play one on Day Pass. This is the a newer Plague Tale game. I know of a Plague Tale whenever game reviewers, whenever hardware reviewers use it as a benchmark. And I kind of liked the facial animations on the first game, and I don't mind them on this one. I think it's fine. I just don't know anything about these games otherwise. Yeah, library maybe. Like, the only problem with library is that, like, how would I put it? It feels like it takes forever to get anywhere. So, like, the repetition is actually because if you accidentally go the wrong way... No, I don't mind the going back and forth, because you just follow the enemies. But, like, it just feels like I'm not getting anywhere in any due time. And maybe that's the point, but it's kind of annoying. And yeah, it's a longer level than any of the other levels. So, got that. This game looks fine. I don't have anything too much to say about what it is, but, you know, in terms of my, like, you know, what do I want out of a trailer, you know, it generally ticks a lot of the boxes for me. It's got enough intriguing bits of gameplay and set-piece moments in it that I think it's fairly neat. My only thing is just, I should probably play the original before I really resonate with this one. Oh, see what I did there, so... Anyways, I'm gonna skim this one because, not because of any spoilers, but because it's Persona 4 again. This one is getting a lot of polarizing responses on my timeline. Part of me goes, how much do we actually need to change about Persona 4? Like, yeah, I know it's a PS2 game, but it's like, it's Persona 4. That game stands up like, don't skip it. Oh, okay, sorry. It's Persona 4. How much are we really changing here? I say as someone who hasn't played a Persona game, I'm sorry. But, like, again, it's like, what stops people from enjoying the original, which already has had that remaster? Oh, I agree. I think a lot of people probably agree that 4 is the best one. Might have some of the most iconic characters. Certainly a lot of people love its presentation. Although 3 had its fun presentation as well. The only thing with 4 is that it came out so awfully late on the PS2, a lot of people missed it at the time. And then they missed it again when the Vita version came out because it was on the Vita.
Also gotta catch whoever's tossing people in here.
I think I'd like to help too.
See, I want to play the original just to be a contrarian and play something kind of funny. Also, I don't mind my dungeon crawler, so I'd actually feel pretty okay with the original. Again, same thing with what are we? 2 remakes in on this one. Again, 2 cakes argument, where it's like I don't. Also, franchise being, you know, the company is putting out a remake, and you have to buy it, or else you'll never get the next one. So I have to skip so much time in order to get past these. Like, Xbox Game Studios comes out. Look at this texture. Ooh, it's a little bit hideous to be showing this so closely. At least it lets you know you're in game. For Persona? Ah, yeah. I don't have a lot to say about this one. This is the new State of Decay. I don't know anything about any of the State of Decays. Oh, and I'm speeding it up, sorry. Listen, DMCA is gonna like have... it's too quiet for me. And it's also 11:20. I'm sort of speeding up because I do want to finish... At some point, I've still got like 50 minutes. I want to beat the Midnight Barrier. I'll get there eventually. I don't have a lot to say about the about this game. It's a zombie game. There's boomers, there's spitters, there's crawlers. It's just like it's a zombie game, and it's State of Decay 3. It's. I feel like as someone who hasn't paid attention to the other ones, I don't know why I should jump out and play this one. Other than, again, the reason of, oh, well, you can't play older games all of a sudden, so you have to play new ones. Which is never true, by the way. I guess that's the tough part, is that every game is always competing against this ever-growing catalog of older games that are always eternally relevant, because the PS5 and the Xbox Series both play Xbox One and PS4 games pretty seamlessly. The Switch 2 is playing all the Switch 1 games from ages ago, and the PC has been playing the same games for like 40 years, with... Generally, one person solves that problem in somewhat due time, and we don't have to worry. Like, you know, just throw DG Voodoo on a game that used DirectX 7, and don't have to worry too much. So, as for the bit of gameplay, I'm like, it's a zombie game. You smash the zombies. It doesn't look anywhere near as, like, visceral, but as, what was the one from the Sony one? I forgot the name of it, sorry. It was a very short name. Ill, that's the one. Look at him, he's spitting! He's a spitty boy. And then he explodes. But also on the other hand, it's like, well, it is a 4-player game, so I'm not expecting the same kinds of effects, especially in third person. I guess zombie games aren't really, there's not as many of them these days. But, it's a zombie game. Listen, people who like State of Decay will tell me exactly how wrong I am, so we'll leave it at that. Coming to all these consoles, but not the Switch. Dead by Bauhaus? Well, there you go. I'm gonna be a bit speedy because we're in the block of existing games with updates. But this is the Project Spark of Sea of Thieves updates. Every time I keep going, man, you know, Rare could be making an awesome game right now. I also wonder how many people at Rare, you know, were from their heyday and how many are just like, whatever, Sea of Thieves, you know, people now. But obviously, if a game is getting updates like this, I don't want to be like Darkside Phil and go, you guys are the problem. If you're playing Fallout 76, you know, stop playing that terrible game. Like, obviously, if people are playing it, it's got to be resonating with people. And listen, people have been looking for a pirate co-op game in a while, and Sea of Thieves ended up being like that. I don't think it started like that, but it warmed up fairly decently over time, so... yeah. I don't know how well Team Deathmatch would play in this, but sure, whatever. Battle.net, it's weird seeing that name show up. But then again, you know, they own Activision Blizzard, which means we're going to be seeing Activision Blizzard franchises. This one's a trailer. That guy, for reference, just a little bit of geopolitics, that guy, if he ever steps foot in Russia, he's going to be arrested for like 8 years. So he is legitimately a political fugitive, which is weird because it's like he's a bit critical on the war, but he's not like he hasn't said a ton, has he? Who knows? So, but yeah, no, new Metro game. This is Metro 2039, which is 6 years after 2033, and I don't know at what points in time the other games took place. I think Last Light feels like it takes place very immediately after 2033. I've played those two. I think Last Light was a decent bit better than 2033. I haven't played Exodus. I said that. Did I not say that? Wow, that's how tired I am if I missed that one. I messed it up. This is what the world's like after everyone's 32-bit computers stop working, by the way. It was fine before, but now it's not, so... I think there's a curious shift in these games. I know Exodus plays... I mean, 2038 is the real Y2K. Well, it's not going to apply to too many important machines, hopefully, but you know there's going to be something. There will always be something. So, brace yourself, by the way, for January 19, 2038. Game looks alright. I don't latch on to what makes this separate to the other Metros, but, you know, I always dig the aesthetic. And I assume if you're telling a fine story, you got night vision. I don't recall night vision being the other one. Pew pew weapons. It was a bit open world, wasn't it, the other one? So, who knows, but, hey, you know, natural evolution of game design there. If anything as well, it's probably the most, like, shootery of all these games that I keep saying are not quite shooters anymore. True, yeah, Ukrainian game as well, yeah. And of course the author is won over, so... Yeah, no, fairly decent trailer, and, you know, somewhat engaging, we'll see. Coming to a bunch of consoles. Not the Switch 2, unfortunately. I don't know what Xbox Play Anywhere is. Is that their cloud service? Because I keep talking about it, so... World Premiere! Let's glimpse this. This was a curious trailer. I like the art immediately. I like this kind of, wobbly crayon look, but, they got a bit of that kind of quirkiness in the trailer. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Bunch of stuff happens, though, but it's curious. It's quaint. I don't know how to really feel, but a bunch of stuff just happens. Arsonist Magpie, maybe. Doesn't even walk, he just hops. Dude, the animators must love the fact that they had to do this one. They're just like, oh, just... you know, he just hops, you don't even have to animate him. Oh, I guess his legs are flapping a little bit. Where is this going? I'm not too sure, but I'm intrigued by the various kinds of puzzles and tools that he's using to solve for things. And then, this as well. So, yeah, you know, I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it. A star bit? Maybe. Bad Magpie. But no PS5. UK government just chilling there. So, anyways, world premiere. Next one. Oh, yeah, my mate also had take a shot every time you saw a decrepit city in any of these conferences. So, Koei Tecmo. I forgot what this one was off the top of my head, but he's got Magical Ball. Oh, it's a sequel to a game. Chinese game? Oh, it's in China, not... I think there's a Japanese game about China. Is that what we're going for? Big monsters. He slashes a couple of people, but again, it's like this kind of ticks my sword box, sword fighter box, samurai game. I know it's Chinese, it's not a samurai, but you know what I mean. It's like you know. I think the Phoenix was a part of the title. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Wolong 2. I didn't even know of a Wolong 1, so. Yeah, that's on me for missing that one. So, the trailer's a bit short. I would have liked to see a bit more fighting things and maybe a bit more gameplay relation. Switch 2. We get to see the Switch 2 show up at one point. So, level up your happiness. Switch 2, right there. This one is a game. This one was a weird trailer. It looks kind of like an early access game showing up. Kind of last gen. Like, not to say it's bad, but like one is in like, what a genre of game we haven't seen in a while, which is like, is this Friend Swap? Yeah, Cult Simulator. Is that? That's not the name of the game, but it's got a terrible name. I'll get to it in a moment. Hold on, was that the Nemesis system? Yeah, it's called Join Us. And this happens for a moment. It's called Join Us, which is going to get confusing when you talk about the 4-player co-op, and you're like, oh, I'm going to play Join Us. And they're like, okay, but what's the name of the game? Join Us. I know, but what's the name of the game? You're going to have someone do that at some point. It's going to get very confusing. Yeah. Curious game. Curious? Maybe I'll see more about later. Who knows? World premiere. Oh my goodness, jeez. Let me skip these. Listen, I'm gonna be quick on this one because... True, I guess. I'm gonna be quick on this one because this is Hellblade 3, I think? We're up to 3? But they're not calling it Hellblade, they're just calling it Senua. Like it's Rambo or... Balboa. Yeah, curious naming scheme. All I know is that Hellblade was a very, very nicely, like, visual, cinematic kind of stabby, stab sometimes game. Very much if you like your, you know, your kind of Viber games in that, you know, late PS4 era, it was more of that. And I don't have a lot to say. I'm going so fast through this, so there's a lot of stuff happening. But it's like, other than neat visuals, I really don't have a lot to say because I don't know anything about the other games, and kind of seems like a stabby stab game. But also, Rip, she goes under the surface only to then be standing up. I don't know. The first hug. Oh, yeah, I don't have a lot to say about Senua. The trailers are always fancier than what I don't know. I don't gain anything out of not knowing anything about these games, so the trailers just confuse me. Hey, you know, if you're up to the third one, it probably sells well still. So, anyways, Bethesda. Is this the... Oh, I get to speed it up a little bit because we're talking about a Fallout 76 trailer. And it's not to, again, not to dismiss Fallout 76, but it's like, what in this trailer? They're like, bring your friends and build a camp and all this stuff. And it's like, is this not just Fallout 76? What is the new content? All of this stuff is just like, this is contextualizing the existing stuff. And I mean, Fallout 76 is like a 8-year-old game at this point, so, you know, how much can you really do? There's like a very, very, very brief amount of... Oh, is it really just a trailer for the login bonuses for this week? I thought there's like a very, very small bit right here. Hold on, you'll see this in a moment. It's like this thing, that thing. Oh, I guess these are probably... The music's still going. What's the one? Hold on, I want to comment on this. Infestation. Is that the name of the expansion? Who knows? It's funny seeing the PS4 logo again. But, anyways, there's that. So, sorry, fellas. I skipped over your Fallout 76, but that's okay. Well, good thing. We got Eternal Mood. I'm going to be a bit speedy because I haven't played... this is Doom the Dark Ages DLC, but I don't know much about Doom the Dark Ages. I've only played 2016. Dark Ages seems like a bit of an odd one to me because of the kind of dodge parry style of gameplay. I guess that's kind of where games have been headed in the action scene for a while, but I'm not too sure what I'm really latching onto as part of this DLC because it kind of just looks like more levels of the game that I haven't played yet. I remember this, you know... Yeah, at least there's that. Because Eternal was all grappling hook style, wasn't it? It's all about that, like, real, like, wild movement rather than the smaller arena-based kinds of stuff. I dig the aesthetics. I dig what we're looking at here. But you see what I mean? It's like, man, you know, very different game. Like, what's going on here? Jeez. Maybe I'll play it and I'll be like, oh, okay, you know, makes sense to me. But other than levels, I don't know what, oh, I guess, I don't recall the spear being a big one in the trailers for Dark Ages. But it's weird that, like, I don't know, like, here I am commenting on Doom being a bit more like too many other games of its time. I don't know. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's me. I should just play him. I need to pause this trailer at a very, very particular point because I need to highlight one thing that is going to show up so quickly that most people actually miss it for some reason. I dig this jumping, though, and throwing stuff at people. Again, doesn't quite play like Doom 2016, but, you know, I'm down for something wild. Yeah, it's Doom 2. Yeah, it's Doom 2 map 2, just casually in here. Yeah. I knew a lot of people who just, like, missed that entirely. They watched this and just didn't even see that happen. As well as also Backyard Alley Shot. You saw it. Fetty, you always pay attention. What a shame to call your game Revelations, isn't it? Anyways. Somewhat okay trailer. I'm not too sure how long it will be of it. Well, sorry, I mean, I know it's coming out soon. I don't know how big of a DLC it will be. Is this the only DLC? Or is there a season part? Who knows? Because they two-parted the previous stuff. Battle.net? What's going on there? Also, no Switch 2 release just yet. Who knows? Which one was this one? Oh, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, DMCA, but I have to be able to talk over this one. Offspring's back, baby. We don't change the music at all. We just keep using the same Offspring songs again and again. But I remember years ago, Sega announced like bringing back all these franchises for actual new titles, and I felt like Crazy Taxi felt like the most obvious one because Crazy Taxi never left the public zeitgeist or the popular zeitgeist. It's always been an eternally relevant franchise, and I mean, yeah, it looks like it's more Crazy Taxi. I feel like the San Francisco environment looks so familiar to existing Crazy Taxi, but I'm completely down for seeing it again. And then very, very briefly, a bit of a Fortnite character shows up here, and I don't know, airdrops a thing. Yeah, it's got a story mode, yeah. Isn't this the plot of Watch Dogs Legion? Anyways, Crazy Taxi World Tour. Can't wait for Crazy Taxi Warriors of Rock to come out in a few years. Switch 2, by the way, so we're at least getting that. Also, don't get to see other characters. I'm going to be very, very brief with this one because 1, DMCA, and 2, it's a translucent Series X. I don't need to show the trailer. But yeah, no, they're releasing a translucent version of the Series X. So I dig the callbacks, I guess, but is this yeah, this one I'm going to be very quick with because the trailer just kind of shows in-game footage. So for the people who like Age of Empires 4, here you go. And for me, I personally still stick with 2. I haven't really played. I played a little bit of Age of Empires 3, and then it was such a massive gap to Age of Empires 4, although I didn't play 3 until like 2013. I don't have a lot to say, other than I'm down for more Empires. Sure. Xbox One. Ugh. Again, so weird seeing that there. This one is a lot. Oh, I'm going to be quick on this one because I'm sorry, but the trailer doesn't sell me much. I remember Minecraft Dungeons being a fairly okay game from people. It's not just more dungeons, it's a sequel, but like, what is there in the sequel? It's hard to, again, the trailers... How would I put it? The trailer is showing stuff, and I can't latch on to what was new and what's old and that kind of stuff. Looks kind of okay. Doesn't really ring out to me, but remember, it is a Diablo clone by a company that ultimately owns Diablo. So just remember, it's like a bit of auto cannibalization there. Yeah. Weird monsters, though. I don't mind this trailer in terms of the things we're seeing, but Switch 1, by the way. We're somehow getting a Switch 1 release in there. That is true. Minecraft is more popular, but Minecraft, I was sharing with my mates on this one. I'm not too sure if Minecraft is a franchise that, like, lends itself to spin-offs quite in the same way as other franchises do. Like, I mean, you can apply the blocky aesthetic to many other kinds of genres, but how much of it works just as well as the, you know, the survival mode?
Admirers of the mystery.
This was a weird trailer. Awfully cinematic. Again, you'll see with the very, very smooth camera motions and stuff that you can tell it's all like pre-baked and also not even in-engine. It's all just like whatever. It's an animated trailer. But I guess the catch is this a kind of game that you would like to play? How cool the trailer is, and then how much would I actually like to play the game? At the end of the day, this one, I don't know if I'd actually like to play it, but I'm intrigued. I think it's a solid trailer. I'm going to be very, very fast through this because there's a lot of plot here, and they're just showing that magicians exist in the world, and people have that kind of Dishonored style look to them, if you know what I mean. They got this... I don't know, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain. The, quite angular kind of facial geometry with the very sullen eyes. Maybe it shares an art director. But remember, Arcane doesn't exist.
That's your cue.
True.
Run.
Well, he told you to run, so... But yeah, it's a magician FPS game. I guess that's what they're going for here, so... Maybe this is by the Dishonored, like, everyone at oh gosh, what's the studio? Arcane. Jeez. I said it earlier as well. Left-handed magician as well. Are magicians usually left-handed? Oh, I love System Shock 2. Oh yeah, exactly. But you know, like, I dig the aesthetic. I dig what they're going for here. So, who knows?
A deal's a deal, Jacob. See you soon.
A little bit of that kind of vibe going on with the... Yeah, if you do puzzles and you have fun set-piece moments, I think that'll be okay. Keep that Bioshocky in mind for a bit as well. Is this one that I speed up or I forgot if I do. I'm going to be a little fast on this one. I don't think I have a lot to say about this one.
The light of your sons.
Other than 2 trailers in a row with the 180 upside down shot. Cool FPS. I was like, he's got the magic hand. He's got the Bioshock hand. I was thinking to myself, what's the first game that had left hand magic hand? Because we've got the new God of War. We've got this one. There's another one later on that does it. Nice. Also, rip that guy's head. But yeah, I mean, I kind of get the Bioshock Infinite vibes with the kind of mechanical, I guess, American kinds of aesthetic here. I mean, some of these people are very bloody, so they're not... Oh, okay. Fetty didn't play it directly. One day, Fetty. One day. But you see what I mean? He's got magic hand. He's doing wall running. Look at this weird aesthetic. Look at this strange kind of aesthetic. But it very much just reminds me of Bioshock Infinite. Like, rather point for point. A bit more grounded in its animation style, but still, it's like, well, other than stabbing people, it's... Yeah. I'm not too sure what the weird story, you know, back and forth is going on, but... Napoleon! Everyone's favorite, so... Anyways, it's coming soon. PS5, so, sure. Game Pass, I'm just in right every time. Bethesda, is this the one that I can skip? Yes, it's Elder Scrolls Online. I really don't have much to say about Elder Scrolls Online, other than the exact same thing about 76. If people are enjoying it, sweet. I mean, it exists. It's big. It's certainly still got a lot of people playing it compared to many other MMOs. That and Guild Wars are another big one. Which, I guess we got a sequel, so sure. But I can't tell you much about the trailer other than I'm surprised the Thieves Guild didn't exist. Or maybe they did exist and we're just doing another one. Again, not much to say. PS4. Xbox One, still there. Xbox Game Studios. Oh, yeah, okay. Again, not much to say, but I'll go quick on this one. Flight Sim. I'm glad they're still, you know, trotting out stuff for it, so. Neat aesthetics. Oh yeah, neat aesthetics. For the people who love Flight Sim, it's sweet. For me, who played Flight Sim 2020 on the Game Pass, I didn't quite fall in love with it. It's just not my cup of tea. But the people who do love it, good on them. Power to them. Also, plane racing as a side mode. So, maybe it is more my cup of tea now. I don't know. I should play, doesn't The Crew 2 have planes? Maybe we should actually play The Crew 2. I do own it. Oh my gosh. Okay, what is this one? Oh, yeah. This is another one with a weird resolution at times. You'll spot the resolution kind of being a bit weird. Look at these, like, walks. We're walking places. We're doing cinematic shots for the trailer. I think I remember this one being announced, like, ages ago. But I don't remember why, or, like, why I was hearing stuff about it. But I think this trailer is visually a bit more interesting than various other games. I kind of like these character outfits. You know, again, story stuff. We're building up into something. We're building up. Okay. Spooky monsters, sure. Yeah, okay, it's a yokai game. Tick off the yokai game. Listen, I like the idea of throwing stuff at things. Out of all the ones that, like, are yokai action-y games, this one feels the most like it ticks a lot of my Zelda boxes. Even if then the combat ends up like this, you know? I'm like, oh, whatever. There were puzzles. They at least showed 5 seconds of solving puzzles, which means I know they've at least thought about it. And they care about it enough that they start with it, so... But yeah, no, I'm a bit more down for this one. I don't know really much about it. Spectacle? Yeah, sure. Yeah. With exclusive benefits for Xbox Game Pass members today! Okay, sure. And other than that, you gotta wait another month. That's soon. It's pretty soon. So... Castlevania. I'm going to be a bit quick on this one because I feel like once you get into gameplay, you can tell exactly what kind of game it is, which is why do we not have more big companies licensing indie games to do the kinds of genres that we like? Like, literally, we could just be making more Symphony of the Nights all over the place. But, well, I mean, Konami gets it, so I'm happy. I'd actually buy this. I should play Bloodstained, shouldn't I? So, but yeah, no, I'm down for it. I'm gonna skim it because all I can say is I'm actually excited. Female protagonist. Yeah, true. If we're taking the female protagonist, we've had a female protagonist in probably more of these games than not. Hellblade. Yeah, Stellar Blade. Any other games with Blade in the name? Who knows?
I am Rose Belmont, and I will hunt the night.
Listen, you asked me to, like, name them. I wasn't even thinking about it. I said you are. Yeah, I said Hellblade, yeah. October 15, because how dare you release it in November? No Switch release, by the way? Just curious. Why they didn't list the Switch in there, but sure, okay. How far are we in this? Oh, we're getting close. Okay, this game looks tight. Is it this one?
Some years have
yes, this one. This one looks weirdly tight. Like, I wasn't expecting the aesthetic. And I wasn't expecting the kind of gameplay, but I see a clock in the top right, and I go, Also, the kind of cracks in the ground where you can definitely dig. What was the name of this one? This is called Vivarium. I'm not too sure what the overall style of game is, but I assume it would be one of those kind of collecting life sim kinds of style game. You know, like, I don't imagine they're doing a genre mesh.
And golden moments which linger on the warm breeze.
But I love this film grain over the whole thing as well. Like, again, color grading is such a big one in today's day and age. You have to nail the actual, like, tone of the colors. Because it's very easy to just be like, that sign in the back is blue. Her dress is green. But it's like, what blue? What green are you looking at? I think they're very important. Also, I guess the animation frame rate, which I know someone is going to say, oh, but you were ripping on mixtape. I know. This game is 2D. It's different. I'm curious about, like, what the setting is. The trailer kind of ends a bit too soon. I would love to see a bit more about it, but intriguing. So, world premiere. Castle of Cagliostro. So, I'm going to go quickly in this one because literally it's a tease for the people who really like... this is the big one. They don't tell you much. It's just a tease. We're just sitting here. I mean, it's the Atlas logo. There's only one thing that Sega lets the Atlas logo out for. Lots of flashy things, and then, oh my gosh, P6, as in Persona 6. I know, right? We got the double whammy on Persona. Don't know anything about it. Just, it's happening, I guess.
World premiere.
So if they gave you a game, they gotta give me a game, right? This is the only time... oh, no, it's not the only time Activision happened. I should be more excited about this one, but again, it's like I saw nothing in this trailer. This is the new Spyro game. Yes. Listen, we got character designs. Someone... they announced after this whole thing as well that Tom Kenny is back as Spyro, but you don't hear him in this. There's a villain, I guess. A new evil. Sure. Well, this isn't 2Cakes. This is like, out of all the times when it's like, oh, you know, they're doing a remake or a remaster and holding it hostage until, like, people demand a sequel or something. But, like, they're doing it. They're doing a sequel. This is a real Spyro sequel. So I'm happy. You'll see the gems just show up very briefly, so I assume Toys for Bob, also Toys for Bob are working on this despite buying independence from Activision. They're just committed to doing this again. Why not? Oh... Okay, you get 2Cakes, sure. They very, very briefly show this alpha footage where he's flying around. And I'm down for something fun like this, but that's it. That's all we get to see. Other than the Switch 2 confirmation there. So, shout out that one. Xbox Game Studios presents... oh, this one was a weird one. I'm gonna break the midnight barrier on the stream, I'm sorry. We're gonna very briefly break it.
Bullets are flying.
But that's okay. What you do that for? I'm not too sure about the dialogue on this one. Yeah, which one? What was the one that they were showing off a while ago? I remember there was some other game that had a very long trailer around the Game Awards, or maybe earlier. I don't know if it was Microsoft. I find the UI to be awkwardly 2007. Like, look at those giant text boxes. That was insane. This might be it? Okay. Because, yeah, I mean, this is another long trailer, and I don't recall any of... Like, I only recall the steampunk kind of aesthetic. I don't recall the characters, and I don't recall the inevitable time-traveling mechanics. Rip that person, by the way. But again, this... I mean, we haven't gotten there yet, but this very much gives me... putting swear words in our trailers. The Edge. I love it. But this gives me the Bioshock Infinite vibes. We'll get the time travel eventually. I guess the whole kind of... I don't say steampunk, because there's no punk involved. Well, maybe it is steampunk. But like this kind of, you know, turn of the 19th century kind of aesthetic. Everything's weirdly mechanical and steamy all over the place. Everyone likes classes. Victorian? Sure. I don't know if Victorian people ever dress like this, though.
Any trouble from some of Avalon's most disposable citizens.
I'm not too sure if the dialogue's meant to be funny as well, but okay, you know, we have a villain. And then this weird thing, time machines, this one guy. We introduced this cast of characters, and then we proceeded to go back to the year of 6-7.
You've just jumped about 25 years back
Oh,
in
they must
time.
hate that, like,
This place,
they could have
this
changed
day
it 20,
is ripe
like,
for changing the
26
course of
years.
history.
They could have. Italy already existed, true. So this is what, like, I'm curious about how this game plays out. This is, I'm not too sure if the trailer exactly, like, explains everything, because they're mostly showing story and cutscenes and stuff that happens, but not gameplay. Like, that just kind of happened, sure. There's a song, I guess. I don't know what to really think about some of the stuff, and maybe it's because it's a bit late for me, but this is what I mean. It's that, you know, you got your range of weapons, mostly filling your typical archetypes, but usually if you get your kind of steampunk era weapons, you usually get the kind that are a bit more explosive. But here you go, there's Magic Hand. Magic Left Hand, it's back.
What more could an honest thief ask for?
So, yeah, pick up things, throw them at people, kaboom. Meaty weapons of some variety. All I can say is if you like Bioshock Infinite, we got another game for you here. So there you go, Clockwork Revolution. This is Microsoft's big thing. That made it seem like they were going to take forever, but although to be fair, next year is definitely big. Also, same boat. RIP PS5 people, but it's on Steam, so.
Intriguing characters.
Also, Matt Booty's back.
And
He's been here for a while. Last one he shows off is one last one. I'm gonna skim this one. I'm sorry, I'm gonna skim this one a bit. This is a mostly cinematic style. Well, it's not cinematic. A fake gameplay kind of trailer for what they say is the Battle Royale mode for the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. Now, to be fair, I think Destroyed North Korea is a funny setting, because, well, it's not like they're going to do anything about it, and also, it's not like we know anything about it. Oh, it's Extraction? Oh, okay. I thought this was the Battle Royale. Actually, it probably makes sense that it's an extraction shooter, given that, like, I don't know. It's kind of has both, maybe. Well, it's done better than the Battlefield one. So, but yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's Call of Duty. I guess, like, you know, I don't know how much they can sell people on it compared to other, you know, other games. People are gonna play Call of Duty. Oh yeah, it's so fake. They do this one where I'm pretty sure this guy like walks out, and then like the guy who shot the guy, or is it? He's like following this guy. He walks out, gets shot, and just the new guy... Oh, sorry. The guy who shot him isn't paying attention at all. It's just like, oh, whatever. Yeah, right here, I think. Nope, not right here. Oh, whatever. So, I'll skim this a bit. Yeah, Korea's a fun setting, though. I like the setting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this aim is terrible as well, by the way. Also, what's with the gun being kind of on the left? Like, look at this aim! No one's aiming at anything! Also, that jump, kind of wild. I don't know, I don't know. Other than it's Korea, I don't really gain anything from this trailer, so I prefer to see actual gameplay. And unfortunately for me, I know how sweaty people get with multiplayer shooters, so yeah, this is the part. This is the part. He goes out of the lift, especially as well. It does jump cuts here, which is a bit odd. Like, he just lets him walk out, and then he proceeds to spend an entire mag on that guy. Oh my goodness. But yeah, what a weird trailer. So, anyways, at the end of the day, you know, we're gonna break the midnight barrier in a moment, anyways. But I think that, yeah, you know, Microsoft had a bunch of bigger ones in this one. I'm gonna speed this up. This is gonna take its time. But Microsoft had a bunch of bigger ones in this one. I think announcing Spyro is probably the biggest one for me personally, but I didn't see much in the trailer. I didn't, yeah, 2 Persona announcements for the people who like that. I thought the Vivarium was a fairly solid trailer. I might just glance back as well, because I'll sort of skim this a little bit. But yeah, point is Call of Duty. You get it. You get it. It's Call of Duty. And then that was it. And then they immediately dove into the Gears of War. So, but yeah, other than that, you know, Halo, the Fable trailer was solid. Don't mind Gears of War. Bit of live service updates for people. Metro seemed okay. Senua seemed okay. There was another one. Crazy Taxi. So I just remind people of that one. And this Magician game. I thought that was alright. So, in general, I might as well just leave this a bit quieter for the moment. But in general, I definitely thought that this was the most... Yeah, this had, I think, the best kind of variety. And it also, yeah, generally had some of the more interesting kinds of games. We only had one of the yokai games. We didn't have any of the stop and wait for the developers to talk all the time. Although we did have, awkwardly, 15 seconds of, you know, world exclusive before every single game, which was always a tad bit annoying. But in general, you know, it was a fairly solid presentation. But I think that kind of concludes the big three there, where, you know, the console makers will really favor these kinds of games. They've got their own exclusive games, and they've got a space for other companies to be advertising their own kinds of games in there. Although for Microsoft, I mean, you know, they own Bethesda, so they've got Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls. Sea of Thieves is theirs, Gears of War is theirs, Flight Sim is theirs, Fable is theirs, Halo. A lot of Microsoft are doing a good job at flexing the fact they have a lot of franchises, and until they do Voodoo Vince, I won't be truly satisfied, or Viva Pinata, or any other franchises they own that start with V. But, you know, they're taking steps. Like, the fact that I'm getting a Spyro is like, you know, that's more than... Yeah, that's more than many other kinds of games, so... It'd be awesome if there's a Nintendo Direct. I'm not going to do a dedicated video on it, because I feel like I wanted to talk over a lot of what we were showing off here, especially with the other ones. Certainly, yeah, the Summer Game Fest, it's like, well, it's just a, you know, it's a Jeff Keighley kind of presentation, and we've definitely got this live audience kind of thing. I mean, the fact that, like, hold on, let me try and get a shot of the crowd at the beginning of this whole thing, because I kind of cut in. But look at how big this crowd is, you know? That's a lot of people coming here just to, you know, watch a bunch of game announcements. It's not even a media thing necessarily. Like, some of these are just like game developers being like, hey, you know, pay them to just like chill in the crowd as your game clutch gets announced. So, oh, exactly, yeah. PlayStation State of Play is fine, but oh boy, pacing killer right here, I tell ya. Like, you know, the game might probably be still pretty okay, and the journalists might eat it up, and people might generally... Some people out there will like it. I think enough of them were, you know... There's a reason why they're up to the third God of War in a reboot. Yeah, true, it's not at the end, yeah. But I probably would have preferred, you know, like... warning me ahead of time. Or pacing it a tad better. Because, oh my gosh, it drags on. They barely did any actual gameplay in there. But, you know, PlayStation generally had stuff happen, at least, but... I think that the games that were shown off were not as strong as maybe they could have been. I don't know. Probably mentioning the June MMO is probably the weakest point of it all, because that game kind of came out quite middling on PC, and it doesn't look that fancy, so... Other than that, I guess the other thing is obviously most of these are not Sony titles. Sony only has 3 things. And Guitar Man showed up, yes. But Sony only has like 3 things going on, really. Which is a bit of a shame, because it's like, how many... Or 4 things. How many things did Microsoft have going on? Quite a bunch. So, anyways, keep your eyes peeled, because if you played the drinking game I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, which was take a shot every time you saw November or December show up, didn't happen. No one is releasing anything in November. What date is GTA 6 coming out? It's like the 18th, right? That's like a solid 2.5 weeks of no game releases. And then GTA 6 will come out, and no game will release for another month and a half. Some games are going to come out in November. Some people are going to be nuts enough to do it, and that's fine, and honestly, you should. But, oh my goodness, I've never seen... Like, it wasn't this bad with GTA 5. It wasn't quite this bad. Although, RIP Watch Dogs, they failed, so... yeah. Yeah, very funny, so... It is so late. It is 12:03. I'm dead tired, so I'm not going to be able to reply to anything. So just tell me the stuff, and we'll do it all next week. But yeah, no, I think that's all good. I got through 4 hours and 20 of stuff in 3.5 hours, so I'm a bit tired. We're already on to Tuesday by now, which means happy 6/9 for the Americans out there. But until then, I would like to thank you so very, very much for watching. If you enjoyed this stream or you didn't, it's a one-off. I'm not too sure if I'd ever do one of these again, but I thought I had a lot of interesting ones to talk about this week, with all of these announcements fitting in a fun little window here. So yeah, feel free to follow on. I mean, all of you. Yeah, it is a longer one as well. So, but no, I'm glad you guys stayed along for the ride. I liked your takes on some of these as well. Fun discussions as well. If you like this, follow on Twitch, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard every Monday, as always. VOD will be on YouTube at some point. This is going to be a fun one to deal with the DMCA stuff, so I'm just going to test the waters and we'll see what happens. The VOD will be up at some point once I figure out how to not worry about copyright, like removing it for everyone. But yeah, until then, follow on the Fetty for some fun takes, and have a good one. Peace! Oh, I said peace way too soon. Now I'm good. Peace! Peace. Peace. Peace.